Testing, testing. Should be good to go. There we go. Just get things set up. Excellent. Get things set up here. I have a lot of apps to open, and yeah, that's good. Seems to be working. Okay. Where did that needs to be? Okay, we just leave it there. How is the audio volume of my microphone, guys? Are we okay with that? Let's go VA 501. Connie. L049, Connie. Okay, connected to voice server. Excellent. Oh. Okay, let's disconnect. Let us go vehicle, go to airport, active runway. Let's go 9 or 2. Where was I to begin with? Nope. Nope. Let's go number 9, hopefully. No one's going to be there, so. Okay, that looks better. Let's just log back in with that position. Okay. So, ladies and gents, welcome to the live stream. There's not too many of you here yet, but we'll just let people gradually come in. We are going to be flying today from Innsbruck to Heathrow in the A2A Simulations Lockheed L049 Constellation. I was going to fly from Athens, as I mentioned on social media, if those of you who are here heard that, but I'm afraid I'm working within some time constraints today, so I decided to go for a shorter flight. And this is beautiful scenery and respectable ATC coverage. So yeah, so there's a fair few things that I need to get set up today. We are going to be rolling with a number of different software applications, so let me get those fired up. We're going to be using Project Fly to track and log the flight. Bookings. Let's go Lowy to EGLL. Like so. Connie is that one. 501 is going to be our number today. Booking, paste route, done. So all of the navigation, I'm not using debrief or anything like that. I will be using some Navigraph charts because ATC might want me to refer to charts if they do not want to vector me. And I'm guessing at Innsbruck they might say that. So let's open up Navigraph charts. Audio is fine. Thank you, Ian. Good to see you, Ian. Hope you're doing well. How's V5? Are you enjoying it? Okay, so here we are on the ramp. SIDS out of Innsbruck. Depends which runway they're taking off. It looks like they're taking off in that direction. which looks a bit strange based off of that, but okay. It depends what kind of SIDS we can fly. Initial runway 26 initial departures. Strange. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Yeah, lock DME. Right, right. He was just taxiing past me. That was a little Cessna. Nice. Right, that's off that way. Okay. Well, what we will do, most if not all of these are going to be, they're going to give us the raw navigation data on these charts, so we should be able to fly them, even though we don't have a GPS or anything. So, hi Peter, flying one of my favorite aircraft. Good, Harold. This is one of my favorites as well. It's kind of hard to say it's the most favorite of my A2A. My all-time A2A favorite is got to be the 377, I have to say. Although I have not flown the 377 in a long time, because it's not in V4. I imagine they'll get it ready for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and V5 maybe. But they'll probably skip V4. At least that's my guess. Okay, so let's just get my various accoutrements in the correct place, like so. Where's my cup of tea going to go? It's the most important part of any flight deck, is the cup of tea. Okay, so let's just put the. Let's see, how does things look here? Okay, right. Let's go to Project Fly. No, we've done that. That's fine. Let's go to. Actually, we need to listen. Yeah, we need to. What do we do first? What do we do first? Let's just go and have a look at the cabin. We're going to go with light fuel today because we're not really flying that far. Let's replace the oil. The oil is at 74% based off of my last flight. And we're going to turn around in the cabin and we're just going to double check what the ambient temperature is. It's 16 degrees, which is not bad, but it needs to be up by about 20 to be comfortable for passengers. So we're going to turn on the live engineer. We're going to turn on the GPU and on with the battery. We're going to move around, zoom in, and the first thing we're going to do is turn on the ground blower and turn on the heater and turn on the master. That begins preheating the cabin to a more comfortable. Let's turn the windshield defrosting off, and actually turn that off for the moment, and then turn those two on, prepping in readiness for passengers. Okay, we're going to turn on our radio navigation warning, so that all three. I like to see all three. So far so good. Just installed the new hotfix this morning. Just waiting for the aircraft, active sky and Rex. Everything else is in and working. I'm holding on to V4 as well till everything is ready. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Engine 7 passenger. Okay, let's go shift 7. All of my engines, as you can see, is almost on 200 hours since overhaul, and they're all good.
Okay, Captain. All systems are set.
Okay, thank you. And my career, as you can see, is 34 total flights. 160 hours, roughly, on the clock. You are adored by your crew. My last flight was 4 hours, 25 minutes. That was from Dubai to Athens. And there we have some stats there. I did recently blow an engine going over the Indian continent, I think because I overheated it, and they blamed me, and I got completely kicked out of the airline, and I would have had to have restarted my career, but I just rolled it back because I could. I'd quite like to see how far I can get, so to see what it says. Right. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start our PAX. I am running with PAX now, which is quite fun with these old vintage aircraft to see what the PAX does. What is it called? It's PAC X run by TFDI Design. So if I go menu, start flight, fly with career mode, and I'm going to select BOAC. I am a senior second officer at this point. Click next. I'm going from Lowy to EGLL. Flight number is going to be BA501. Cruise out is going to be 20,000 feet. Odds and evens. Let me just double check odds and evens here. Even thousands. Okay, we're going to be going north and slightly west, so it's going to be into the evens. So I'm going to put an even number, which is going to be 20,000 feet. Flight time is going to be, I'm going to put 2.5 hours. That might be, I think that should be fine. Time until takeoff. Takeoff in half an hour. Aircraft type is, the closest thing they have in the list is the super Constellation, which is the L1049, but we are actually flying the L049. But that's the closest. See, they got 109 packs. The closest we can get so far is this. This app is still in beta. Once I hit next, it is not equipped with Wi-Fi or any of those fancy things. This is the 1950s. I'm going to hit start, and it's going to start boarding dynamic passengers there. And then we're going to go over and begin boarding our, actually, let's just double check our temperature. 21 degrees. Let's start boarding our A2A passengers. Okay, now at this point we want to go and listen to ATIS, which is very important. So let's go down to ATIS. Lowy ATIS is 126.25, 025, 126.
Wind 270 degrees 10 knots, moderate showers of rain. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey. This is Insbruck information whiskey. At time 1320 runway and used by ATC. Transition level not determined. Wind 040 degrees 4 knots, variable between 330 and 080 degrees. Visibility more than 10 kilometers. Clouds. Few clouds at 2000 feet, scattered 4000 feet, broken 8000 feet. Temperature 14. 2.6 QNH 1010 temporary. Wind 270 degrees 10 knots, moderate showers of rain. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey.
Okay. So, information whiskey, QNH 1010. Initial winds look to be 270 at 10 knots, although Plan G is giving me something completely different. So, yeah. So, I'm going to contact Tower and start a conversation with him. Oh, actually, before I'm going to do that, I'm going to fill in my flight plan. I'm going to go Lowy to EGLL. It's going to be IFR. Alternate airport is EGKK. Departure time, we're going to put 15:30 Zulu. It's going to be 2 hours 30 minutes. We have 3 hours of fuel. Cruise speed in this is it's about 230 knots. Cruise out is 20,000 feet. IFR with no GPS. VOR to VOR navigation only. Okay. So we need a flight plan. I'm going to simply put in a VOR to as a rough guide, because I know he might give me a SID that I could fly. So I'm going to put in some VORs
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath
There we go,
the seat in front
500
of you.
nautical miles.
Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items
Okay.
in the overhead bins. If you have any trouble finding a location
I'm sure you
for your
know, but
carry-on
it sounds
items,
as if you have
please
the
let a
default
flight
ATC
attendant know and
enabled
we
as
would be
well.
happy
Yeah.
to assist you. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate,
Okay,
put away any
so that is my
laptops or
flight plan.
tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
That is my flight plan. And I'm going to contact Tower now and see what kind of discussion I can get about my departure. So the Lowy Tower is 120.1. Okay, that's 120.1.
Hotel India 24, willkommen in Innsbruck, taxi to the apron via Alpha, servus. Hotel India 24, taxi to the apron via Alpha.
Okay.
November 4 Tango Delta, final runway 26.
November 4 Tango Delta, the wind is 08 degrees, 5 knots, runway 26, clear to land.
Okay, we're not
Runway
the
26, clear to
heaviest.
land, November 4 Tango Delta.
I'm usually flying with quite a heavy load in the Connie, so I'm glad I'm not fully overloaded here. I've got some room for maneuvering, so I'm going to have a better climb out rate than I normally feel in the Connie for getting out of here, so that's good. Right, so let's contact Tower. Just remember that no plan ever survives contact with the enemy, so this might completely unravel once I have a chat with him and he tells me something. So Innsbruck Tower, good afternoon, Speedbird 501.
Speedbird 501, Innsbruck Tower, servus. For your information, you have filed as your call sign only Bravo Alpha instead of Bravo Alpha Whiskey. If you want to disconnect and change that very shortly, it would be very much appreciated.
Yeah, sure. Bravo Alpha is the BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation call sign, which was before it was British Airways. It's what they used to use, but I'm happy to change if you feel that's best.
Yeah,
Speedbird
501, yeah, it's a bit confusing for the Top Sky plugin if you
Good
just have
afternoon,
Bravo
ladies and
Alpha
gentlemen, and
in
welcome
there.
aboard Flight
Sure, welcome.
501, the service to. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours, 30 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not
go
already,
502.
please fasten your seatbelt and verify it
Okay,
is low and tight
there we
across
go.
your lap. Your tray
Well,
tables and seatbacks
we
must be in
met
a
that
full
problem.
upright
November
posture
Bravo,
for
actually
departure.
I just left
Cabin
it by
crew,
Alpha,
clear
I
doors
guess,
for
November 4
departure.
Tango Delta.
We met that problem
roger that.
quickly and we resolved it, so there we go. Okay, here we are again. So,
Innsbruck Tower, 745 Quebec, runway 26, RMP Zulu.
November 4 Tango Delta, there's traffic on the runway, on taxiway Alpha. Shall I make a backtrack on runway?
so just going to wait for a quiet spot again.
November 4 Tango Delta, turning back on taxiway Alpha.
All the volumes are all good, guys, for you on stream?
Constellation's calling. I'm very sorry, my audio for VATSIM crashed. Please say again.
What did he say?
And Tower to Savia 45 Quebec, RMP Zulu.
So we got a passenger.
Transavia
He's
45
bag
Quebec,
in the
Innsbruck
overhead
Tower
bin.
service. Continue.
Not listening to us.
Approach.
What do you want to do?
It's reduced to minimum approach speed. Expect late landing clearance.
Continue approach and reduce to minimum approach speed. Transavia 45 Quebec.
November 4 Tango Delta holding short of runway 26 at Alpha, shall I do a backtrack?
November 4 Tango Delta,
Okay.
EMEA hold short runway 26 at the moment. I will clear back.
Holding short runway 26, November 4 Tango Delta.
Transavia 45 Quebec, the wind 0 at 0 degrees, 5 knots, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear land, runway 26, Transavia 45 Quebec, thank you.
Turn that down for you there. Handling a passenger incident.
Insbruck Tower, Austria 64, good afternoon. Request IFA clearance to destination Munich with information whiskey on board.
Okay, we're
An
just gonna
Austrian
monitor that.
964 Innsbruck Tower, Servus, you cleared München Cobalt 3 Juliet departure runway 08. Initial climb flight level 120, squawk 4661.
Cleared destination Munich via Cobalt 3 Juliet departure out of runway 08. Initial climb flight level 120 and squawk 4661 for Austrian 964.
Innsbruck Tower, Speedbird 502, back with you. Information Whiskey QNH 1010, requesting IFR clearance to Heathrow, as filed. Aircraft type Lockheed Constellation.
Speedbird 502, you are cleared to London Heathrow via the Mokti 3 hotel departure out of runway 26. After Mokti direct correction. Stand by shortly.
Haha! That got him. He gave me DMOC 3 hotel, and then he was like, lol, what?
Speedbird 502, you're cleared via the Mokti 3 hotel departure, runway 26. After Mokti direct to Neses, November Echo Sierra, thereafter direct to Kempton, then as filed, initial climb flight level 120 and squawk 4664.
Read back, could you put that in the text chat for us, Speedbird 502? Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright. You, CRJ, get out of my space. I was here first. Whoosh, whoosh, go. Go. Skedaddle. Scoot. A2A ATC is at least as loud as your voice. Okay. Okay, thank you. I will just tweak them down slightly. Like so. Okay, speed of Mog T3 Hotel. Okay. Mogti 3 Hotel at Mogti, direct Nesses, and then direct KPT.
Transavia 45 Quebec, willkommen in Innsbruck. Backtrack is approved and vacate the runway via Bravo. I say again Bravo.
Backtrack and vacate Bravo to Sabia 45 Quebec.
Mogti.
November 4 Tango Delta, follow the Transavia
Okay,
737
so
to Bravo.
Mogti 3 Hotel.
We will follow to 737 to Bravo, November 4 Tango Delta.
Yeah. Mogti 3 Hotel. And at Mogti, he said Papa 66 to KPT. Ah, okay. Right. What I need is map. I need
Innsbruck, good afternoon for Speedbird 322.
that's what I need. Okay. Where Where's Mokti?
Sweeper 322 Innsbruck Tower Souls, go ahead.
Sorry, was that for Speedbird 322?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. We've been put on.
Okay, so he's asking for
we're about to start our descent.
WI 505.
Direct to Chaba for Innsbruck, Speedbird 322, information X-ray.
Sweeper 322, I cannot tell you this at the moment, and for the moment, monitor Unicom, and if you come back to Innsbruck, then you will get the runway soon enough.
Thank you, sir. When we're closer to you, we'll get back to you.
Here we go. Okay. Oh, I've just gone and messed it up. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Right. So what did I put down? Lowy, KPT, SPI, KRH, KRH. Yeah. KRH. Then what came next from KRH? KPT comes first, yeah. Okay.
Innsbruck speed 322 is 08 in use.
Alright. So KPT moves up. Come on. Waypoint above KRH.
Speedbird 322, both runways are in use as mentioned in the ATIS. We put you on the runways according to the current weather situation and inbound and outbound
Just
traffic.
screwed up, didn't I? Oh goodness sake! Now I'm annoyed at myself here. So Lowy, KRH. Let's get rid of KRH because we're going KPT, which needs to move waypoint up. I just screwed it up. Sorry, guys.
And Australia 45, Quebec, Skynet Bravo.
Australia 45 Quebec, follow Bravo to the apron, stand of choice, Chazeros.
Bravo to the aprons, stand of choice, Australia 45, Quebec, thank you.
And November 14 Delta, thank you very much for the cooperation. Taxi to the general aviation apron via Bravo, Chazeros.
And then KRH.
To the GAC via Bravo, danke für den Service, November 14 Delta.
This one needs to go all the way up to the top. How does he expect you to fly a SID and find a waypoint without a GPS? Well, I've done this before. It's when you go to the Navigraph chart, the Navigraph chart shows you all of the raw data of the SID. So you can essentially fly the SID as long as you fly as accurately as possible the raw data. That's what I wanted to see. Right, okay. So
Austrian 964 request starting push.
So we are going to go
Austin 964, push into the pool.
Push start approved.
WI 507. I'm not seeing those. But basically, oh, sorry. Basically what we need no, but that's an RNAV SID. Yeah, RNAV SID. That's not going to give me any VORs or radials. I can fly it if it's radials. might just do it visually. I might just have to do it visually. And just do the turns based off the map. Dang it.
Innsbruck Tower, hello sir, inbound.
Hello
Whiskey,
Charles, how
India,
are you doing?
612 with you.
Truck 010 Innsbruck Tower, 0 wind is 080, 5 knots, runway 26, clear to land, traffic information. There's an departing traffic out of runway 08, he's currently 40 miles out on your 12 o'clock position. He is 3,500 feet below you, is climbing the report inside.
So there's a traffic in, copy information traffic, clear to land on 826, we report inside 010.
And Survey for Quebec disconnecting. Thanks a lot for the service and have a great day.
Transavia 45 Quebec. Thank you very much for flying. See you soon. Bye.
It's basically just fly down the valley and then take a right-hand turn at Mokti, but then
Romeo Alpha 46, correction 67435 Innsbruck Tower 0, video 3 by 5, you're very quiet.
as SIDS go, there's not much I can do about that. In case I do that.
Innsbruck Tower, speeder 010, traffic inside, 12 o'clock, it's about 2,000 feet above speeder 010.
Yes. Correct, 010, yeah, he should be no factor for you anyways. He's now way behind you, so you can continue and you are clear to land with 080 and 5 knots the wind.
Thank you for weather information. Clear to land runway 26, speeder 010.
Romeo Alpha 1645, now it's even worse, I can barely hear you.
Let's see what he says to that. That's sketchy, but tell him unable, go VFR till first VFR and then pick up IFR for the rest of the flight. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Right. A visual departure and direct KPT, and then from there on. Yeah. Okay, that's brilliant. That's what I wanted. Okay.
Speaker 322, go ahead.
So we descending to 190
KRH.
and our MEM is 20 miles to restore, stay on Unicom.
Speedbird 322, Wien Radar will send you contact me shortly.
KRH, SPI.
On which frequency do I stay, sir?
Frequency will be 134 decimal 350.
134. Sorry, that was not really clear. 134 550.
134.350.
Thank you, sir. 134.
And then dead link from here. And then Heathrow from there. Okay, with 20,000 feet. Okay. Okay, right, so he was asking for 466, so that's
Romeo 67435, radio check. Romeo Alpha 67435, now is it better?
yeah, I'm not going to fly on AVA this. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
just looked and it wasn't going to work. So Insbruck Tower, Speedbird 502, ready to copy my updated clearance.
Speedbird 502, you are cleared to London Heathrow via visual departure runway 26, direct Kempton Kilo Papa Tango, initial climb flight level 120 squawk 4664.
Visual departure, off runway 26, initial climb 12,000 feet, direct to Compton, Kilo Papa Tango, squawk 4664, Speedbird 502.
Speedbird 502, read back correct.
Yes, excellent. Okay. Right, so we're going to go put in my four 6 4. Turn that on.
Spark 010, willkommen in Innsbruck to the apron via Alpha.
12,000 feet, and so
Going to apron Alpha, to apron. Thank you for service, Peter 010. Bye-bye.
Lufthansa 63 Alpha, your max frequency. Lufthansa 63 Alpha on frequency.
258.
Lufthansa 63 Alpha, the wind 08 degrees, 5 knots.
So my first heading is going to be roughly 258. I will tweak that in the air.
26 clear to land, Lufthansa 63 Alpha.
Austrian 964, request taxi.
Austrian 964, hold position, I will call you back.
Hold position, Austrian 964.
Okay. We are good to go. Speedbird 502, ready for push and start.
Speedbird 502, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, Speedbird 502. Right, on with the beacon. Now, will GSX recognize that we're in the correct parking space? Oh, it will. Okay. Now we can take away the GPU.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, so we're going to want to push back nose to the left.
Locking gear.
He better not come right up my backside.
Torture check completed. Pipe has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
otherwise you're standing on the wrong airport. You are cleared to Dublin via the Moxie pre-hotel departure out of runway 26. After Moxie, direct Nesis, November Echo, Sierra thereafter direct to Kempton, Kilo Papa Tango, then S5 initial climb at level 120, Fox 4671.
I can hardly hear.
If you can send me a text, Ryanair 321 will do that. And Austin 964, there's currently an incoming Lufthansa A319 out of Alpha. Wait for that aircraft behind that aircraft, taxi holding point, runway 08 via Alpha.
Yeah, we have the traffic inside Lufthansa A319 on taxiway Alpha, and after that traffic we will continue taxi or start taxi to holding point runway 08 via Alpha.
Speedbird 502, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 502, taxi holding point runway 26 via Bravo QNH 1009er.
Taxi holding point runway 26 via Bravo QNH 1009er, Speedbird 502.
Speedbird 502, are you ready for departure?
AFM, Speedbird 502.
Speedbird 502, then expedite. The wind is 08 5 knots, runway 26, clear for takeoff, backtrack approved.
We'll do our best. If you want us to expedite, then we're not ready. Don't worry. Speedbird 502.
Okay. Then cancel the takeoff clearance.
AFM 502.
Ryanair 321, did you copy the text?
Yes, copied. I don't have the November Echo Sierra Echo Sierra. I'm just looking for that in my flight plan. But yeah, everything else is fine. What about my squawk code?
Squawk 4671.
Squawk 4671. Ryanair 321. If I have any problems with the routing, I will let you know.
Ryanair 321, there's also an airway going there. Maybe it's easier for you. That's the second thing I wrote you. That would be Papa 66 direct to Kilo Papa Tango.
The
problem is that you need a valid border crossing point between Germany and Austria. This is the reason I'm giving you the rerouting. That's nothing special, but yeah, just for the border crossing point, that would be November Echo Sierra.
Left is clear, right is clear.
I will get back to you once I've done that.
Okay, he's good.
Speedbird 322, Innsbruck Tower, Servus. The wind is 08 5 knots, runway 08, clear to land.
Okay, have a good trip. Right, he's given us clearance to
Innsbruck
taxi.
Tower, Servus, Airshot 176 on the airnav for 08.
Airshot 1756, Innsbruck Tower, Servus, continue approach, descend according to the profile, the wind 08 5 knots, you're number 2, and reduce speed now to 180 knots or less.
180 or less, and continue approach Airshot 176.
Lufthansa 60 Alpha, stand of choice.
Nose and taxi on.
Stand of choice, Lufthansa 60 Alpha.
SSL Romeo 745, request for clearance to VNet or file the flight level 240 information X.
Romeo Alpha 67435, X-ray correct, you cleared Wien Rattenberg, 3 Juliet departure, runway 08, initial climb flight level 120, squawk 4665.
Holding there is good. Okay, so we've got our pass, our nose, our wing, tail. We're good to go.
4665.
70 degrees Celsius. We don't really need the smokes on. Smoke and seats on. We're needing our windshield heater now.
Okay, clear to being via
Picking up some condensation.
initial climb 1.120 and squawk 4665.
Correct.
Lufthansa 6 to Alpha und Block, danke für den Service. Ciao.
Tschüss.
Insbruck Tower, Rhino 321. Just to confirm, yep, I'm okay with the routing. Mach T direct Nessis, direct Kempton. Then as far, yep.
Thank you very much, that's correct.
Please tell me the runways haven't shifted.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, crap. Tower, speed 502. I'm holding Bravo. Should I be holding Bravo?
Yes, sir, hold short Bravo. There are currently 2 arrivals from runway 08, and I will call you back later because first they need to go out in Austrian -8.
Okay, thanks. Alright, so they're okay.
And Austin 964 behind next landing aircraft. This will be an Air Child A320 line-up and wait, runway 08 behind, backtrack approved.
Behind landing A320, line up and wait behind Austrian 964, and we are already fully ready for departure.
Yeah, Austin 964, Bravo is blocked as well, and both aircraft need to do a backtrack back onto Alpha for your information.
Okay, 2 aircraft.
Yeah, so because the runway is switched, I'm blocking now.
Air Child 1756. Maximum braking action, please. The wind 05 release, front of runway 08, cleared to land.
Good to see you, Rhino.
Clear to land, runway 08, Ashram 176.
How is he clearing people to land while we've
Speedbird
still got people back?
322 backtrack is approved and vacate the runway via Alpha. I say again, via Alpha.
How is he clearing people to land when he's got people backtracking? What is going on?
Air Child 1756 and go around. I say again, go around.
Yes, thank you, go around.
Going around Air Child 156.
Alright.
Air Child 1756, would you be able to maintain visual with the airfield?
Visual, okay, Air Child 176.
Air Child 1756, and then join the rising traffic patterns for runway 08, not above 4,000.
Where is he going?
Right traffic pattern, not above 4,000 feet, Air Child 176.
Speedbird 322, you would vacate Bravo. Now Bravo is blocked, please vacate Alpha. Yes, so you need to taxi the entire runway length because Bravo is blocked. I'm sorry.
This is what happens whenever I try and file VATSIM. My goodness.
Insbruck Tower, good afternoon, Alpine 67, request IFR clearance to Budapest.
Alpine 67, Innsbruck Tower, Servus, clear Budapest, Rattenberg, 3 Juliet departure, runway 08. Initial climb flight level 120, squawk 4672.
Clear to Budapest via the Rattenberg 3 Juliet departure, runway 08, initial climb flight level 120, squawk 4672, Alpine 67.
Correct.
It's fine. Okay, so if he's gonna take me off on the opposing runway.
Air Child 1756, one question, would you be able to break down that you could directly vacate Bravo without a
I'm gonna
backtrack?
go direct Romeo Tango Tango and then
Sorry,
north,
repeat for Air Child
and then
176.
to EUR and
Air
then
Child
across to
1756,
P2.
would you be able to vacate directly Bravo so you wouldn't require backtrack?
I think so, yes, Air Child 176.
Air Child 1756, thank you very much. Und Austin 964, the wind 050 degrees, one of the 08, clear for takeoff.
Runway 08, clear takeoff, Austrian 964.
Speedbird 502, behind the departing Austrian -8, line up and wait, runway 26 behind, backtrack approved and hold position. There will be one arrival on runway 08, which directly vacate the runway via Bravo.
Okay, so that is after the departing aircraft, line up and wait runway 26.
Correct. Speedbird 322, willkommen in Innsbruck, taxi to the apron via Alpha. Servus.
Okay, this is interesting. He's taking us all off in different directions, but yet it says that I now have a 5-knot tailwind. So
Air Child 1756, the wind is 05 degrees, 4 knots, runway 08.
I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this.
Clear to land 08, the Cape Bravo, Air Child 146.
This is going to be fun.
I
was not expecting this. He's taking off in this direction, and then he wants me to take off in this direction. I don't understand. Why? Why? Alright, let's go. Let's go, bitches. Let's go.
Romeo Alpha 67435, push and start approved.
Get those bad boys on. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's rock and roll out of Innsbruck. Now, when you're in the Constellation and you want to turn a tight turn, you need to give it the beans. You need to give it the proverbial beans. There we go. Full left rudder. Left brake. Give it some welly. Around she swings. Speedbird 502 ready for takeoff.
Speedbird 502 hold position. There is one arrival traffic on runway 08.
Affirm, hold position.
Austin 964, that's transponder number Charlie.
Okay, so he's had me sit here and... Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm going to have an aircraft land right in front of me and then taxi off on Bravo. Oh, this is brilliant.
Austin 964, contact Wien radar on frequency 134, this is 350, just servus.
Winds are light and you are heading east, that's why I guess. Yeah, that's true. Oh, heading west, yeah, yeah. I'm sure the wind in Innsbruck is a fickle thing with the mountains. I'm sure they do it in Innsbruck in a way that's not the same as other airports would do it. I'm sure they have their own standards at Innsbruck. I'm sure for airlines, they probably have to have special briefing. Particularly special briefing just to fly in and out of Innsbruck. This does not feel good. This does not feel good. Now, of course, that is not an A321. That is a Fairchild. I heard the call sign was Fairchild, so it could be some sort of turboprop that he's coming in on. But I mean, in real life, that would be a very scary prospect. I don't think. Somehow, I don't quite think that this is what it would actually be like in real life. But we are about to rumble out of this place. We're about to roll out of this place like nobody's business. For some reason, the Project Fly link is not up. I don't know why, but sorry about that. So you're not able to see the Project Fly stats on the top left or top right, but there we go.
Speedbird 502, the wind is 05 degrees, 1 knots, runway 26, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26. Thanks for the opposing landing. That was quite fun to watch. Speedbird 501, correction 502.
Air Child 1756, thank you very much for your great braking actions. Willkommen in Innsbruck to the apron via Bravo.
Alright, up with the throttle. Nice.
Problem, thank you, and to the apron via Bravo, Air Child 146.
40 inches on the manifold. Away we go.
Romeo Alpha 67435,
we're going to be 100 knots rotate speed.
1009.
80 knots indicated. Passed.
Lufthansa 604, unable, expect runway 26, wind currently 05 degrees, 1 knots.
Roger, we'll continue 26.
Lufthansa 604, For disregard, yes, recleared, circling approach, runway 08, report breaking off, speed 180 knots or less.
Roger, thank you very much. Break off, full break off, T180 knots.
Okay, leveling out.
Seabird 502, set transponder mode Charlie.
Squawk mode Charlie 502. Always forget that. Up with the flaps.
Romeo Alpha 67435, I can read you now, still out of fun.
And let's get some cruise throttle going on here, some cruise pitch. That is my cruise setting. I just know because I've flown this a lot. Okay, so now we need to get KPT in. KPT is 1096. Like so. And we can see that.
Seabird 502 contact, wind radar on frequency 134, decimal 350.
134350, thank you very much for ATC, Speedbird 501. Correction 502. View and radar, okay, is 13435. View and radar 13435. Radar, good morning. Speedbird 502 with you. Visual departure out of Innsbruck, climbing direct Kilo Papa Tango.
Speedbird 502, good afternoon. Radar contact, continue climb flight level 160.
Continue climb flight level 160, Speedbird 502. Okay, yeah, no, for my brain right now, I'm just trying to not die. We're going to be getting some very interesting turbulence. That is going to not be my fault. We are currently heading about 290. On with the autopilot.
54 Mike, when ready, descend flight level 170, cross Masur at level.
170 at Masur, Swiss 54 Mike.
Nod towards the mountain, please. Come on. No, I said not towards. Why? Why?
During 7640 link in radar to stop radar contact, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, during 7640.
Offender 7 Echo Lima, turn right heading 260, clear the letterboard runway 29er.
Right heading 260 degrees, clear approach runway 29er, oxygen 7 Echo Lima.
.300 there for you. There you go. That wasn't so hard. All the craziest things happen to you when you're on VATSIM on a live stream. We're up at 7,000, almost 7,000 feet already. Let's keep that manifold pressure up at about 33 inches. And we're now about to go through the clouds. And now let's turn a heading of 272.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello.
Speed that 11 finger golf, do you read?
Climbing to our cruise altitude. As we pass through different altitudes, there's always
Okay, perfect, today.
some bumpy weather, so please be mindful of any beverages you may have.
Okay, we got a 22 knot head.
Lufthansa 66 Lima, direct Amadi.
Direct Amadi, Lufthansa 66 Lima.
Off for the landing lights now, coming up through.
354 Mike, with speed 290 knots all in.
290 on S, Swiss 54 Mike.
valley.
Wind radar, Lufthansa 6 Papa Mike, for you at 3000 up to 5000.
Lufthansa 6 Papa Mike, wind radar, good nachmittag, Kabida contact, climb flight level 240.
Climb flight 240, Lufthansa 6 Papa Mike.
Speedbird 9 Mike, contact tower 120.1, bye-bye.
120.1,
So we're just going to head straight up the valley. Not hit those mountains, of course. But basically heading straight down the valley until we're high enough, then we can turn right onto the VOR. You can see. So again, just straight. And let's have a look. Yeah, still 25 knots of headwind, but that's going to be very turbulent because of the
localizer island.
Boston 7 Kalima, contact tower 94, danke fürs Wochenende.
Okay, 10,000 feet, but at 10,000 feet, there's no way I'm going to let the cabin loose in this sort of weather, so we're going to have to...
We are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley.
Yeah, you have to have a sort of license for Lowy. Yeah. It's rough.
The wings 76 Hotel Yankee, just for my confirmation, direct delta.
So we're on the Sperry autopilot right now.
Danke. Speedbird 502, contact München now, 120, correction, 124050. Good day, bye-bye.
Contact 124050. Thank you very much. Good day, Speedbird 502.
Speedbird 4, Charlie, Golf, whenever ready, descent flight level 150.
Munich radar is at 120.
Berlin 4, Charlie Golf, flight level 150.
124.05.
Das ist natürlich auf meine Kappe 128, schönen Nachmittag.
1228, bye bye, easy 509.
Lufthansa 492, monitor uniform 128.
122.8 for Lufthansa 492, thanks for the help, cheers.
Right. AGN 110, turn right heading 100.
Right 100 is the 110.
Ultra 964, descent level 80.
Yeah, flight level 80 through that.
Okay.
With 2210, contact Wien on 131.350, goodbye.
131.350 with 2210, thanks.
With 610, monitor Unicom 1228.
Unicom 1228 with 610, bye.
Hello.
Okay, we need to go QNH 1013. Just standard ram rigid pressure. There we go. Coming up through 13,000 feet or flight level 130. And in a second I'm going to contact Munich radar.
Munich radar, Hotel Bravo Sierra and the Mike. Please connect with the left frequency.
Okay, engaging.
Hotel Sierra Mike, Roger.
Engaging
Fly
climb
heading
levels.
070, descent level 110.
Like so.
Heading
That will take
070,
us right up to
descent
flight
level
level 200.
170, Hotel Bravo Sierra and the Mike.
Munich radar, good afternoon. Speedbird 502 with you, climbing up to flight level 200. Inbound the Kilo Papa Tango VOR.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the point
München Radar, guten Tag, American 909er, passing 5,000 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
American 99, hello, I'm just about to disconnect, monitor Unicorn 128.
Oh, he's about to disconnect, okay.
Sensor 45 November, descent level 110.
110, 45 November.
AGN 110, descent 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet is the normal.
Okay, I'm going
Ryanair
direct.
223, contact Wien 13135. Bye.
Going direct.
RLF 870, contact Wien on 13135.
13135, danke, servus.
Operator Mike, please confirm level is 110.
That's correct, Hotel India Mike. Hotel 9640, descent 5,000 feet, 1009. Hotel 9640, descent 5,000 feet, 1009.
5,000 feet, QNH 1009, not 900.
Oh, look at that.
Sensor 45 November, expedited descent.
Expediting descent 45 November.
Australian 2 Mike Charlie, no further ATC is available, monitor Unicorn 1228.
228, Austrian 2 Mike Charlie, get up.
AGN 110, turn right heading 170.
Right heading 170, GN 110.
Metro Radar, die Delta Alpha Alpha Romeo Delta, altitude 3,500 feet, climb, flight level 70 with you.
Delta Romeo Delta, low identified, climb level 100.
Flight level 100, Delta Romeo Delta.
Delta Kilo Mike, position is about to close, monitor Unicorn Dubai.
Yeah, he's sending anyone to Unicom anyway, so.
Hotel Bravo Sierra India Mike, turn left 10 degrees, descend level 80.
Turn left 10 degrees, flight level 80, turn Mike.
American 909er request to climb higher.
American 99, as I said, I'm just about to disconnect, monitor Unicorn 128.
Just turn him down anyway. Yeah, so he's
AGN
going. He's going over to Unicom, so.
Hotel 9640, descend 4,000 feet.
Okay, I'm going to take off the seats and the smokes.
AGN 110, turn right heading 225, clear ILS runway 265.
225 and clear for ILS 226, right is the
You're welcome. 2Jet 98 Charlie, no further ATC, switch to Unicom Dubai.
Yeah, a little peek at
Unicom
Plan G.
Sensor 45 November, descent flight, I thought this.
So if I pause track IR, what I could do is I could...
North 964, there was no heading for you, there was only altitude 4,000 feet. Turn right heading 080 now.
I could do that.
Right heading 080,
that makes it a little bit more...
Delta Romeo Delta, turn right heading 190.
Right heading 190, Delta Romeo Delta.
Yes, Ian. Yeah, so lockdown put paid to those plans, but as soon as lockdown lifts, I'm going to do my best to get back.
The 964, speed to 20 or less.
Speed to 20 or less.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck at the moment between two worlds.
Full established at the 110.
Engine 110, thank you, you're clear to land, runway 265, wind 240 degrees, 159.
Thank you very much, clear for land, runway 265 right at the 110.
Yeah, he's going to go offline any minute now. Right, so whenever I open Plan G, that's all I'm going to allow myself to look at. KBT.
964, speed 180 knots, turn left heading
KBT is my inbound leg.
180.
I am how many miles? 17 nautical miles out from KBT, and then I'm going KRH. And these are then my headings that I'm going to be using, and I'm not actually going to be referencing that map from now on, now that I've done the important bit.
5,1009, 4 November.
I've got a 46 knot crosswind though.
Proceed direct to top so, climb level 270.
Direct top so, flight level 270, Delta Romeo Delta.
Shamrock 723, no further ATC, monitoring Unicom, goodbye.
Okay, he's putting us all on Unicom, so... Alright, so we are 19,000 feet, so folks, we are going to be leveling out at 20,000 feet very soon, and we are also going to be beginning our wrestle with altitude hold, which is always fun. So let's just see what the 3 hours. Okay, so it says we're going to. Well, once we get into cruise speed, it won't be 3 hours. It'll be better. So hopefully not quite 3 hours. Okay, coming up to 20,000 feet. Okay, I'm going to climb about 200 feet above, and then I'm going to descend into the cruise altitude, and that gives me a little bit of extra speed to get up to our cruise speed. So 100, 200, and then I'm going to level the autopilot, like so. And then I'm going to also trim down. .11 nautical miles out from our VOR. We're going to start gaining that speed now. Now we're going to bring our RPM back slightly to cruise, which is 2200 on the RPM, and it's about 29 to 30 inches manifold for cruise. And we're going to continue to nose down to bleed that altitude back to 20,000 and gain speed at the same time. And it's all about trim versus lift. And it's getting the balance in trim versus lift to accurately trim the aircraft to a certain speed, to a certain amount of lift on the wings that it then will fly level. And it's going to screw us up by turning.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving
Looks like
drinks and snacks.
I got blown off course by that 51 knot crosswind. But there we go. Okay, that's 20,000 feet. And we are descending, but not quite. See, as we speed up in cruise, we start gaining more lift because our wings are going through the air quicker, therefore generating more lift. So as we speed up to our cruise speed, we start gaining altitude. And it's all about trimming down, trimming down, trimming down, trimming down, trimming down. As the aircraft is continually adjusting itself up to that envelope speed, which is the optimum cruise speed, with the right trim setting to hold it level the entire time. But I'm happy with that. I am actually happy with that. I just need to keep 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 69, 70, 71. You see, it's gradually, as that speed comes up, it's gradually going to start climbing us up and up and up and up. So it's just about ticking down that see 6,000 feet. So let's put another notch on that elevator trim. So we're negative 3.9 degrees downwards. Okay, looks like we're passing fairly close to that one now. I'm going to go to our next VOR, which is KRH, which is 115.95. So that is 115.95 set. And with 115.95, we are then going to go 316, like so. And it looks like we're already pretty much on course, but I know that we've got a strong left-hand crosswind, and it looks like we're on the right-hand side of that track, so I'm going to notch in a couple of degrees left and with a change in, look at that, I hate that. You see, now this is the one thing about the Connie I don't quite understand. Now, when an aircraft, this is aerodynamics, when an aircraft banks, why does it pitch up? It shouldn't pitch up. It should pitch down. It shouldn't pitch up. Now this is where I need an advanced aerodynamics person to tell me, why might this be happening? Because it shouldn't be. Unless there are some secondary aerodynamic effects happening on the airframe to cause that pitch up. Because if you bank the wings, you actually lose lift. You don't gain lift. So as you bank an aircraft and start turning, the nose should start to drop. So you actually have to pull up as you bank to maintain altitude, rather than the aircraft's nose come up all of a sudden. So I am interested. Okay, we're just descended back down to 20,000 feet, negative 34 feet per minute. So we'll just let that aircraft smooth out onto its new speed. So it's all about just maintaining that. Okay, we can see the VOR right now. We are 99 miles out of the VOR. We can see we are offset from the VOR, and we can see we are still on the right-hand side of that radial, of the 316 radial. Let's just go back to, yeah, 316 heading, magnetic heading. So we do have, if I go back there, 53 knot left-hand crosswind. That's a lot. So just coming back to try and attack that, maybe give it a little bit more on the beans there. Yeah, you see, look, upwards draft, don't want that. Nose down, thank you. Almost up to 200 knots on the airspeed, so we're pretty much up at our cruise speed now. It's all about just keeping that straight up. And there we go, folks. That is the Constellation, or Connie, up to cruise, and it just takes a little bit of tweaking here and there, every now and then, to keep us
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the right path.
The flight deck again. We've now settled into a nice cruise, flying fast and comfortable.
Nice
This aircraft does so well. Looks like we have smooth air, so enjoy flying in the most luxurious commercial airliner in the world today.
So I know I only ever really do prop liners and vintage aircraft that don't have very advanced navigation systems. Well, obviously I do GA that has GTN 750s and stuff. I do have the VC10 by Just Flight, the professional version, and I am thinking of doing some long hauls with that in the Boeck Cunard livery. Doing some long hauls in the VC10. I don't know the aircraft though. I need to do some training on that aircraft. Potentially next week I'm going to be doing some training on that aircraft. So I might try a live stream tentatively in the future with that aircraft when I've got that sort of set up. It's not a terribly easy aircraft to use because you can't to get some sort of flight plan loaded in, you have to use the default flight simulator flight planner, which I've never touched in my life. I wouldn't, but we'll see. I'll see what I can do. There we go. Just make sure that we watch our altitude. I must say, on VATSIM, it's actually it's proving to be a lot easier for me to hold my correct altitude than I thought it would be. Maybe it's just because I'm sitting here and I'm giving it a lot more attention than I usually do. Whenever I'm doing long hauls, whenever I'm working from home, I sit with my laptop and I'm working from home and I just set the aircraft, I set the trim, I set the pitch, and I just let it do its own thing. And it will kind of meander for a couple of thousand feet and it will just sort itself out. That's the beauty of a properly trimmed aircraft. But but it's nice to know that I can actually, I'm just tipped over 200 knots now, indicated, which is going to be good for our ground speed. Ground speed 222. And yeah, so now our time to Heathrow has improved to 2 hours and 4 minutes. Let's just go look at what PAX expect. PAX expect 1 hour 51. So they expect to land a little bit quicker than we actually will, which means that as we get closer to Heathrow, especially with vectoring, we're going to have a bit of a delay. So that is what it is. But it is, I must say, it is good to be live streaming again. It's been a while. It's weird because lockdown, so far, it fools you into thinking, oh, you have so much time on your hands. You have so much unstructured time to do whatever you want, but you actually don't. I'm still working full time from home, so I still have work hours scheduled. So it's a weird one. One thing is that I have all of next week off, and I have a number of projects that are still going to keep me very busy. One of them is PPL training video creation. Another is audiobook creation, because I narrate audiobooks as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. How much time I can devote to video creation. I'm hoping to devote a fair amount of it, though. At least get another, hopefully 2 live streams in next week, and some video generation. So yeah, I like this actually. This is a lot more stable. I thought I'd be sitting here for 10, 15, 20 minutes fighting the trim and the aircraft speed, but it's just kind of sorted itself out, which is good. So once the flight is finished, we can maximize Plan G, and then we can actually analyze our whole flight plan and see how well we stuck to the VOR tracks. It looks like we're pretty much bang on course right now. So we'll see. So we are climbing ever so slightly. That's good. It's good to have you back on. Yeah, it's good to see people chat again and catch up, and yeah. Starting to get a little bit of contrailing happening. Yep. So 74 nautical miles, and then from there we go to Spremont. But let's just double check what ATC is online in the area here. Yeah, he went offline. Okay, so there we are. So the next place we'll probably hit is Brussels Control. Yeah. Actually, we might clear over Brussels Control potentially. And descent planning is a little bit. It's a little bit. You kind of. Play it by feel. So yeah, it's roughly 150 nautical miles out from your destination. I start descending when I'm in the Constellation. You don't have speed brakes in this thing, so it's the descent planning. You have to hit it at the right moment, or else you'll be 10,000 feet in the air when you're overhead Heathrow. It gets a bit crazy. ever so slightly. I'm actually quite happy with that. Once we got through the manic situation of departure from Innsbruck, I want to take off. Oh, I'm still descending. Why am I still descending? Oh, it's probably my throttle setting. Okay. I kind of want to take off from an airport now in the Constellation on VATSIM that's not completely dwarfed by mountains around that are, you know, and that whole VFR until IFR situation, going up through those clouds with those high mountains, just really felt really sketchy to me. But hashtag Yoda. Okay, I can see I've crossed over the radial ever so slightly, and now I'm on the left-hand side of the radial, so I did tweak it to the right slightly there. If I go shift 5, yes, you can see this is the Constellation navigation panel, and you can see I've got a 68 knot crosswind, but it's not completely on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. It's offset slightly, but then it will tell you, should tell you what the crosswind component is, but it's, oh yeah, so headwind is 58 knots and the left crosswind is 35 knots. So that's still a significant amount of crosswind component. So you can see that's nav 1. And then the dotted line is our indicated heading. The blue is the wind component. A little bit of bumpy there. Just skimming over the crofts, over the top of these clouds. As we get further north, we're hoping not to have as much turbulence. Does bounce us around a little bit. Excuse me. 417 already. Yeah, we can see we've slightly. Pilots, after when putting on the Sperry autopilot, they must have just flown with the trim wheel, just, you know.
Gentlemen, we have chef salad with a choice of thin dressings and a piece of French bread.
A piece of French bread? Listen to that! Heidi just brought me a piece of French bread. And a salad. It's lovely. I love a piece of French bread. Hashtag lockdown depression. I want French. I want a salad and French bread. Ian, can your daughter bring me a salad and French bread, please? Alright, so 40 nautical miles away from our VOR. Let's go look at the next VOR. Next VOR is 113.1 and it's 310. Let's go 113.1 on nav 2. Let's see if we're in range of that. We should be. No? Okay, maybe not. If not, we'll just go outbound on the one week. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, okay. There it is now. Just picked it up. So nav 2, that's our next VOR, is slightly to the left. Then we change from VOR 1 to VOR 2, and we can use that knob to change between the feeds. I've already tried and got a very stony look. Sure you have. Is she? You'd probably have to pay her a proper. What you would have to do is you would have to work out a wage based off of the route that you were flying, and then you'd have to pay her so that she would bring that might work actually. She might be okay with that if you paid her. So if you say, you know, darling, I'm doing a jumbo jet flight from Heathrow to New York. It's this so many hours, and then I'm willing to pay you for your stewardess services, your professional stewardess, trained, highly skilled, highly trained services for this block of hours. She could just be on hand to bring you what you want, you know? I'm sure she wouldn't mind earning a few bob on the side while in lockdown, just to enhance your simulator experience. But whenever you ask her, don't tell her I told you that it was my idea. It was your idea, okay? There we go. Although she did come and give a safety briefing to the A2A multiplayer flight a few flights ago, that's so cool! Oh, only us nerds really find that amazing and fun. We are a bunch of nerds. It's brilliant. Yeah, you see the cloud banks are petering out now. It's got negative 28 degrees Celsius on the For those of you who don't know, back in this day of aviation, they had what was called a pass light. And the pass light is a red beacon on the front of the nose, much like the beacon light, but it's on constantly. And the pass light was because back in the old days of the 50s aviation, they didn't have TCAS. They didn't know where the other aircraft were in the sky in relation to themselves. So what they would do, particularly at nighttime, is as they were flying along a known airway or an air route, they would be looking for another aircraft flying in the opposite direction to them, coming past them. And what they would do is they would look out for that pass light, and if they could see the pass light, it means that there was an aircraft heading towards them. And then, based off of the tip lights, the red and the green nav lights on each tip of the aircraft, they could determine the orientation of that aircraft as the pass light was shining towards them. So if the pass light was shining towards them and they had the red nav light on the left wing and the green nav light on the right wing, they knew, okay, it's facing towards me. If it was turned around and they were flying behind it, they wouldn't see the pass light, but they would see the red light on the left wing and the green light on the right wing, and they'd know, okay, I'm behind it and it's heading away from me. And they would probably be able to see the tail light as well. So I can see an aircraft on VATSIM coming up behind us. So that's the way TCAS used to work back those days, and TCAS was all with the Mark 1 eyeball. It was all visual, out of the window. You genuine. You looked out of the window, and if you spotted it, then you spotted it. You know. If you didn't, you didn't. That's how bad things happened. I'm a little bit apprehensive about when we get to Heathrow and the kind of reception we're going to have. Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's just going to be vectoring, which the approach controller might not. Well, he's got 3 approach controllers there. Might not actually be that bad. That's a Ryanair coming up behind us at 34,000 feet. Let's just nose down. We're drifting high. There's going to be a little bit of turbulence in these clouds up ahead. 27 nautical miles to our next VOR. Hey Sevi, thank you for the birthday wishes. That was fun. They were all giving her gibbets. She delivered it. Yeah. Those are the servo speeds of the rudder, the ailerons, and the elevator. So that's how quickly the rudders, how quickly they respond. Just bring in a little bit of few points to the left. As we get closer to the VOR, the radial becomes more accurate, which means that our adjustments become more obvious as we try to maintain that course. The needle gets more jumpy, essentially. Descending, let's just bring that. So we're just kind of waving between 19,000 and 50 feet. We're waving back, up and down between 20,000 feet, 50 feet on either side. I think that's easily acceptable because the separation is at least 1,000 feet. So. Some in-flight snacks, got some trail mix. Just going to mute the microphone while I have a little handful of trail mix and talk amongst yourselves, gents and ladies. Okay, so we are now 7 nautical miles out from the VOR, so getting ready to tune the next one. The next one is the dual needle, the double needle. And the double needle is 310 if we go to... That is 310, correct? So let's go 310 on our omni-bearing directional, omni-bearing selection knob, and then go nav 2, and that's going to bring in nav 2. So that's shown us at, oh no, hang on. Oh, okay. We need to put this to 310. 310, and we're pretty much on course, except that because we have that crosswind, which I'm just going to check again, we have... left wind and headwind, 17 knot right hand wind. So we're going to put in 1, 2, 3, about 3 ticks on the heading. And there we are, swivel just over the VOR there. Hey Jorkland, I am flying the Constellation from Insbruck to Heathrow on VATSIM. I was going to fly Athens to to Heathrow, but then I realized that I was running out of time today, so... Had a pretty crazy VFR departure out of Innsbruck a while ago. good vibes. Good to see you, Harriet. Just trying to keep on top of this altitude stabilization. Ground speed of 216 still. Okay, so I am happy right now to be able to leave this in a stable position, and I'm going to go run and grab something extra to drink and go use the bathroom real quick. So I'm going to be gone for just a moment and be back soon. So. Lol. So since coming back from getting a drink, I've just been prattling along to myself. No one's been listening to me. Never mind. Yeah, I was just saying how I'm bang on 20,000 feet. Everything's set perfectly. I just need someone from the A2A team to really just appreciate this. So I was just wondering where Lewis was, if he was skulking around in the chat somewhere. So we're inbound to Spremont. 97 nautical miles now to go. And then the next one is Coxey, which is another 117 nautical miles. And then to Detling, 78 nautical miles. And then from Detling to Heathrow is 41 nautical miles. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So begin descending over the English Channel, basically. Still a little bit left of the VOR, or the radial, so we'll come a couple of notches over to the right. And still, I don't know why the nose wants to rise when you bank the aircraft. It makes no sense to me aerodynamically. Yeah, when an aircraft banks, the only secondary aerodynamic effect on the airframe is a yaw in the opposite direction from the bank. Adverse yaw. So when you bank the aircraft in either direction, the nose should not immediately start rising. The nose should actually start falling because you're decreasing your vertical lift, because you're offsetting your lift vector. So I'm not sure why the nose wants to rise when you turn left or right, or bank left or right in the Constellation. Maybe there's some obscure, I'm sure there's some obscure secondary aerodynamic effect that's causing that to happen that I don't know about. But it beats me. Just 131.10. Who is that? that, sir. Oh, it is hit Brussels control.
Brussels Skyway 226.
Skyway 226 Brussels, hello, identified.
Brussels, good day, your wings 460 climbing through flight level 88.
Your wings 460 Brussels, hello, identified. Continue climb flight level 320.
Here you go, sir.
Continue climb flight level 320.
Heidi brought me some sort of pie, I heard. Brussels Control, good afternoon. Speedbird 502 with you, flight level 200, inbound VOR Sierra Papa, India.
That was block first station, Speedbird 502 here, low identified.
Got it.
Okay.
Other station.
Brussels, good afternoon. ED24 Mike Zulu, level 380.
ED24 Mike Zulu, Brussels, hello, score 1000.
1000, T4 Mike Zulu.
So weird talking to ATC in the modern era while flying a vintage airliner.
Beeline 460, descent 4000 feet, QNH 1012.
And the standards that I'm being held to are ATC standards that are "70 years in advance of when this aircraft was designed to fly." So it's not. It just.
297, turn right, heading 350, delay vectors.
It's a bit weird. But, you know, we do what we can.
297, confirm that's heading 350.
Fun news flash, guys. Fun news flash. I was talking with the developers of
Wings 1 Alpha Tango, contact London, 118.47, bye-bye.
the Boeing 314
London 118.47, you're in
Clipper
Alpha Tango,
on
bye-bye.
Facebook.
Delta 31 Echo over to Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
And I asked if they were going to be bringing out the Boeing 314 Clipper for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 rather than V4, and they said yes.
Canon Avian 899, report mark number.
So essentially, I'm coming off that radio. I need
Mark
to get
point
back on that radio.
77, scan DK 999.
So
about 297, report mark number.
So essentially, they're going. I think, as far as I understood them, they're going to release for Prepared 3D
about
version
297,
5
report mark number.
and Microsoft Flight Simulators 2020 at the same time. I'll probably just skip V4, maybe.
About 297, reduce to mark decimal 72. Transavia 2TX, over to Unicom 122.8 vanavond.
Watching. Flight, vanavond, contact to X-ray.
Which I think is also probably going to be the plan for the A2A
B360.
28 Papa with you.
But that's again just a guess.
Right, that's
Don't
Bravo
quote
1.
me on that.
At the 3000 feet, beeline 460.
EC2A Papa the winds 300 degrees, 13 knots, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, report that one.
But I'm really looking forward to flying the
Clear for takeoff, runway
B314 Clipper,
25 right,
doing
EC3
transatlantic
Papa.
legs in the Clipper in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's going
Scuba
to look
2725, over
amazing.
to Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Absolutely amazing. All of these add-ons, A2A, PMDG, it will all look amazing in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I'm not going to bother buying into V5. I'm
Sierra, hello,
just going to go
identified,
straight from
continue climb flight level
P3D version 4 into
370,
Microsoft Flight
direct to
Simulator
Kubak.
2020. Hello, American.
Climbing 370 direct to Kubak and
How you doing?
Enter 690.
Apologies. Beeline 460, turn left heading 280, clear out of approach, runway 25 right, report established.
Turn left, heading 280, clear ILS 25 right, and we'll report when established, beeline 460.
Oh, okay.
Romeo 1969 ready for taxi.
Ian, are the
Chili Papa Romeo 1969, attack fielding point Sierra 5, November 2, Charlie 2, Alpha to Sierra 5 crossing 22 left and 22 right is approved.
Doesn't it install in a different way though, Ian? So the installer, the exe file, that it won't really work with V5.
Taxi via Charlie 5.
So can I take any V4 compatible add-on and just automatically it will work with V5?
22 left and right. Juliet Papa Romeo 1969.
Just about to go to bed. Oh, okay. Coming off that I don't need to double check the winds here. Oh, left wind. Yes, the left wind has died down. That's why.
Brussels Center, Speedbird 77 with your flight number 380.
Speedbird 77 Brussels Center is at squawk 1000.
1000, Speedbird 77.
Speedbird 297, turn left heading 270.
Left 270, Speedbird 297.
Oh, so it's only backwards compatible but not forwards compatible from V4. So you do need to update the installers and everything from V4 to V5. But if someone has a V5 add-on, it will automatically backwards go into V4. But then why would you want to? You just put it into V5. So interesting.
Speedbird 77 identified, stand for level 390.
390, Speedbird 77.
And 24 Uniform Hotel, direct to Rapids.
Direct Rapids, right now 24 Uniform Hotel.
You're having 460, direct gate.
Runway 25 right.
My one birthday present
You're
today.
having 460, direct gate.
My two colleagues who live in the same town as I do, we commute together to work, and I've always used this really tattered old ice cream tub for my lunchbox for like the last 2 years, and so today they left on my doorstep a present, and they bought me this manly looking polished metal tin American, like manly looking lunchbox with these two clasps on the side. So that was fun. I think there was I think they're trying to make me more stylish. So yeah. Okay. So it looks like we're passing into Brussels control fairly soon, if not right now. And let's just double check. 57 nautical miles to the next waypoint, to the next VOR before we turn. Still got a ways to catch back up on that that radial. Based off of the A2A, looks like the wind has shifted to a completely direct headwind, which is good for us, but it just means that we have some readjustment to do back onto our radial. So went from we're 2 degrees. Let's put in another 1 degrees into our re-interception course. And that little
Navy 889, report mark number.
Very happy birthday to you. Thank you, Nordic. Good
Mark
to see you.
Mark .77 Scandic 8999.
Roger.
It's the
Scandinavian 899, traffic just spawned at your 6 o'clock, same level.
It's the big 30.
1 mile.
It would be nice if it was the big 20, but it's the big 30. So.
EC2 Papa, direct to Rapids.
So yeah.
Direct to Rapids, EC28 Papa.
Brussels, hello, EC7 from Juliet with you. Climbing to level 255, inbound Conan.
How is the
EC7
volume
for
of
my
the
Chile
HSC
Brussels,
for you
hello,
guys?
identified. Climb to level
Is it comfortable
350,
or is it
direct
too
to
high or too
Remba.
low?
1350 and direct Remba. Just Alpha Juliet.
Let's make a humorous... Actually, yeah, let's do a public address. Hello, ladies and gents from the flight deck. Hope you're all enjoying the flight. Here in the cruise, we're cruising up at 20,000 feet. We should be down in Heathrow in roughly an hour and 25 minutes time. The weather today is still slightly choppy, so when you're in your seat, please keep your seatbelt on if you can. We will get back to you just before beginning descent across the channel. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was a public address, and that was humorous. Did that make a noise? You're supposed to be able to give public addresses with this. Hello, ladies and gents from the flight deck. Hope you're all doing well.
EZ2 Papa, disregard. That was for speedway 297, resume navigation, direct to DNOT.
Resume navigation, direct to DNOT.
Too loud, okay.
Skyway 2 Papa Charlie, no food right TC, have a G count 1, should estimate, bye bye.
228, 2 Papa Charlie, bye bye.
Put it down to something like that.
Beeline 460, welcome to Brussels, contact ground 121.87, bye bye.
121.87.
Does that sound a bit better, Ian?
Beeline 460. Thank you for the service, goodbye.
Brussels control speed 860 for all 340
Okay, good feedback, right. How does that sound to you guys now?
Does
that sound okay if I'm talking while ATC's talking?
Reduced to Mark decimal 70.
Mark decimal 70 to 860.
Juliet Papa, May 169, holding 7.
No change. No change? Really?
Runway 22 right, left.
Juliet Papa Romeo 169, at the wind full yes, 320 degrees, 11 knots, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff, report at 1.
Clear for takeoff, Juliet Papa Romeo 1969.
Right, this is what we want. Right, we'll wait and see. Pretty good for me. Okay. We'll wait and see when he next gives a call.
EC2 Papa, continue climb flight level 360.
You see the problem with that, that's fine.
Climb flight level 360.
But when I've got the sound of the engines in the background, all of a sudden it's going to be much harder to hear them. I could just keep the engine sounds muted for most of the rest of the flight, but you know. Ah, Bjorn, how you doing? Hi, Peter. Gordabra? Yeah? It goes well. Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. Degobra? Yeah? Degobra? Yeah? Okay, I've crossed over that radial. Let's just start jogging our way backwards. 30 nautical miles now. Nose comes up. I do not know why. Yeah. Ja, selvfølgelig. God stemning. When do we see a DC3 video? We see a DC3 video probably next week. I have a love-hate relationship with the Airplane Heaven DC3. I thought it was going to be amazing. I was a bit let down by the custom coding, they call it, surrounding the engine start. And just overall, it really wasn't as polished as I was expecting. I don't know. I will show it. I will fly it online for you folks probably next week. But yeah, I don't know. Your Norwegian is okay. Thank you. Tusen takk. Ja, jeg heter Peter, og jeg snakker engelsk og norsk. Og jeg reiser til Sandefjord I dag. Ja. I don't know that I have the sing-song because they do kind of I love listening to Norwegian because they kind of go up and down and then the Swedish are kind of like they're much more, I think, like the English, just much more normal. They don't kind of go up and down too much, but the Norwegians seem to kind of, the tone bounces around a bit more than the English, which I like. Still go with the Manfred Jan. Yeah, you see now, I haven't installed the most recent PBR version of the Manfred Jan, which I probably should, and try that and test that out. I am off that radio, dude. Let's get back on that radio now, boys. Is that the wind? Yeah. No. Shouldn't be the wind. Okay, stop raising your nose. See, you look away for 2 seconds and you're up at 300 feet above your cruise level. Let's just nose down a bit. Well, my Norwegian might sound okay, but I only know like this many Norwegian words.
Thank you, sir.
So of the Norwegian words I know, it might sound well pronounced, but it's just I don't know very much. I miss Norway. I need to return. I need to return. Need to return. But then we had lockdown and the world just went really crazy and I have no money and I'm trying to move house anyway, so I don't really have any money to spend on holidays.
Unicom 126, mate. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Stuber 860, Martha Unicom 12.8, bye-bye.
Unicom 128, Spirit 860, thanks, bye-bye.
Are you on stream then, Adam? You on stream yet? Okay, coming down to 20,000 feet. 21 nautical miles to go. Yours truly, Knowles. Hey, Peter. How you doing? Doing well, thanks. Yeah. Just doing some Connie on VATSIM. Not something I do very regularly, but it's a quiet afternoon, and I've got all of next week off work, so I'm going to be doing some more live streams next week. And oh, Nautic, sorry. Okay, that's you, Adam. Right, I didn't know that. Sorry, when I first saw you.
122.8 DC 28 Papa. Bye.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that when you first. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And official stations, Brussels is now close to monitor Unicom 122.8.
Excellent. 122.8 on the Unicom. Let's go over to Unicom. It's 122.8 on the frequency. All stations, monitor Unicom 122.8. Right, we are way off that radio. That radio's, we're gonna start hunting that radio around the sky now. So Adam, yeah. So Adam, if you look, see this gauge here? See this line on this gauge? That is our course line. We need that gauge, that line, to be straight down the center where that dotted line is. That's how we know we're on the right course. So at the moment we're off to the right of the course, and so now we're turning left to come back onto that, and that needle's going to gradually come center again. That's basically what we're trying to do right now. And we're trying to keep 20,000 feet, all with the trim, which is fun. So I'm going to trim up slightly to bring the nose up. And we have turned left slightly to come back onto course, and we've got 14 nautical miles to run to the VOR. The VOR is the waypoint. We go waypoint to waypoint to waypoint to waypoint on our flight plan. So if you have a look here, we've got next one is Kilo Oscar Kilo, which is 114.5. So we might as well go there now. 114.5 on the frequency. Now we've tuned the frequency of the new waypoint. You can see it swinging into position now. Let's just get rid of that one. Go back to, and then with Kilo Oscar Kilo, we're going to be going 289 on the degrees. So that's got to be 28789, and then we are going to be turning left. So what with the wind component, we don't need to turn left as much as 289, but we're going to be turning. I'll turn 292 because we still have 12 nautical miles to go, and so we're going to be intercepting. We're going to be cutting a corner off of that turn. It makes sense to me mentally, but a lot to keep an eye on, yeah. What flight? I'm flying from Insbruck to Heathrow in the Lockheed Constellation. From British Overseas Airways Corporation, or BOAC. Let's turn the audio back on. So we are flying a BOAC Speedbird, which BOAC for Adam and those who don't know, BOAC is the predecessor to British Airways. BOAC and BEA, British European Airways, both merged and became British Airways, which we know today. So that's why we're flying a vintage 1950s to 60s probably. They probably still had these flying in the 60s. And we're flying online on VATSIM, which means there's a multiplayer online network where we have other aircraft flying around, controlled by other virtual pilots in the world, like myself. We've all logged onto the same network, and we also have air traffic controllers who manage us as we would be managed in the real world. So you can see those contrails up there. Those are real-world virtual pilots who are sitting on a computer somewhere, like myself. There's another one just off the tail there. You can see just going past 8.2 nautical miles away from me through the clouds. There he is, just jetting away. And yeah, when they get higher, they have these contrails. But of course, I don't. I actually do have a contrail. It's not a very strong one, but if you kind of shows you the speed that I go. It's fine. So yeah, we are inbound to Kilo Oscar Kilo, and if I pull up, here we go. You can see here's the UK, it's Europe. We took off from Innsbruck in Austria. We climbed out through the mountains, which was a bit hairy, and we've been following VORs. You can see my VOR tracking is a little bit doughy, dumpy, blobby, but once we land and I pull up the track. Once I pull up my track, I will show you. I'll show you the lines that I was trying to follow, and see how well I did follow. So the scope and detail of it all is remarkable. Yeah, it is. It's basically it gets accurate enough to the point where you might as well be learning. You're basically learning to do it in real life. So it means that at the end of the day, if you learn how to do it all properly in the simulator, you have all of the theory of how it would work in the real life in commercial aviation today, which is fun. Ugh. 114 nautical miles. Okay, so we're 114 nautical miles to Kilo Oscar Kilo, or Coxie as it says there, 114.5 on the frequency. Next is Detling, which is the approach VOR, or one of the approach beginnings of the stars into Heathrow. So if I go to the Heathrow plates, to the Heathrow charts, this is my, these are my SIDS and stars. These are my stars, my approach. There we go. And if I go to the Detling stars, where are my Detling stars? Oh, maybe they don't have Detling stars. They have Detling SIDS, but not Detling stars. Okay. Maybe a Lamborn? Lamborn, no, that's a little bit Detling. Oh, okay. No, there we go. We could join a Lamborn star and then come into Biggin Hill. It all depends on what ATC give me. The radar controllers are going to be, once I get into Heathrow, it's going to be all hands on deck. It's going to be busy. So if you look on the navigation display here, you see that's us here, and we're going to come in from the east. We're going to be coming in from the east into Detling. So it's really going to be, oh my goodness, look at all those inbounds. That's going to be busy. Oh, and he's not going to like the fact that I'm going to be in a Constellation, and I'm going to be, my approach speed in the Constellation is about 95 to 100 knots, which is a good 30 to 40 knots slower than anything else in the sky that's coming into Heathrow, which means he's going to have quite a job trying to sort me in amongst all the other aircraft that have to fly faster than I am. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle. To be able to fit me in is going to be quite difficult because I fly at such a lower approach speed than everyone else. Perriot, must leave. Have a nice flight, and once again, happy birthday. Thank you very much, Perriot. Good to see you. Thank you for your joining the stream. And yes, Adam, I will see about playing some online stuff with you later. After this, I've got a quiz night with some friends, and then yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yes, definitely would be fun to play some Shogun 2 as you have that now. So. How did your Africa tour go? It went very well, actually. Thank you, Bjorn. Yeah, so actually I did the DC-6. I did an Africa tour in the DC-6, the KLM DC-6 first, and then I actually came back at the Connie. And I did recently just complete a Connie, so I've actually done 2 Africa tours since lockdown. And I've done 1 South America tour, all the way down to Santiago in this Constellation, and back up via the Caribbean and the Azores. So and then this is essentially completing my trip from Wellington in New Zealand all the way up to Heathrow. So I landed in Athens, and so I guess I skipped a little bit by taking off in Insbruck and then landing in Heathrow. But when you've done as many miles as this, it's kind of like, well. But yeah. Next, I could do, you know what? Next tour in the Constellation is a Honolulu, a Hawaii tour with Pan Am. I could do a Pan Am Constellation tour to Hawaii and back, or whatever other airlines that there was at the time that took the Constellation out. I am pining after my 377 though. SK934, not 936. How did your Africa tour go? I took the SK936 from Copenhagen. Oh, okay. That was you. I saw you. I saw you on Project Fly. I'm pretty sure you were in the DC-6 when I was in the Connie. I remember seeing you. You landed in Nairobi before I did. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing you. Am I friends with you on Project Fly? If you're not friends with me on Project Fly, please send me a friend request. I try not to. I have so many people these days are wanting to be my friend on Project Fly that I generally ignore, just because my map would just start turning into blue, and yeah, same day. I remember seeing you. Yeah. Am I friends with you on Project Fly? I can't remember now. That's cool. Oh, I'm woefully high now. Sorry, guys. 350 feet above my assigned cruise altitude. Granted, I'm on Unicom, but it's bad practice on VATSIM, so let's just get back down. So 90 nautical miles now. Bang on the radial, which is good. It's going to get crazy when we get into Heathrow. Heathrow on a Saturday afternoon in a Lockheed Constellation. Must be crazy. I am crazy. Thank you. This is why you're here, to see it, to see me crash and burn. At least there are no condition levers for me to pull on departure. So happy about that at least. I won't be pulling a Matt Davis. Not in this bad boy. No. Okay, back down to the cruise altitude. And then I'll trim out, and because I've gained speed as I've descended, I'm now too fast, and it's going to be a different trim setting, and that wind has come around on my right hand side now. So I've got a 12 knot side wind component. Oh, now I'm too low. That's fine. It's about 90 feet below my proper. We'll climb up. We've got extra speed. Bleed off. We'll climb up that 90 feet. It's all good. All good. 80. How many is that? 82 miles, 81 miles now. Boys and ears. It's a bit long for a regional flight. Climb. Feet, 210, 15 feet. I do not accept that. I'm sorry. Get back up. Up you get. back up to 20,000 feet. 74 nautical miles now. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. Not long now, and then we will be, descending into London. Gotta get across the English Channel first. That looks like Paris. Is that Paris? We're flying over now? No, it's Brussels. Paris. What? It's Brussels. Excuse me. Up you get. Come on. Come on. Yeah, still off the radio. Let's just pull a few more left-hand turns there. How are the passengers doing? Good. Okay, good. That passenger incident when I was on the ground seems to have disappeared. I don't understand why that worked. Well, got to go. Beer and barbecue. Next time you're in Norway, drop by. I live 10 minutes from Oslo, or do you fly directly to Torp? Well, I would normally fly directly to Torp, Bjorn, but my friend who flies for Norwegian, who currently doesn't, obviously for global pandemic reasons, but he's based in Oslo, so because he flies from Gardermoen. So, yeah. Thank you for the offer. Whenever I'm next in Norway, I will do my best to let my followers know, and yeah, see if we can meet up. Yeah. Yeah, my friend Eric, who flies for Norwegian, he has links with the Pilot Flight Academy based down in Sandefjord, which is where I done some freelance work for the Pilot Flight Academy, and now I'm too high. Shouldn't talk and try and trim at the same time. So I know the folks, a few folks in Sandefjord, in Pilot Flight Academy, and they've now got, now they're based out in Notodden as well. So they've got 2 bases now, which is kind of fun. They've expanded a bit. But yeah, it's crazy times we're in right now, so stay safe and have a beer and a barbecue. That sounds great. Have a good day. Hope the weather up there is a bit better than the weather down here. I'm in the Highlands of Scotland, which, yeah, it could be brighter, it could be more beautiful, but there we go. Yeah, I really would like to go to Norway again. I do miss it. Good people, beautiful scenery, good flying. This radio. 60 nautical miles now. 60 nautical miles? Are we serious? I guess so. Yeah, it's right on the coast, so. Just after this next waypoint, we're going to be beginning descending. I am gonna get some food after this. Definitely gonna get some food. What am I going to eat though? What options are there? First thing I'm going to do after the lockdown is go to McDonald's. That's just what's gonna happen. Well, maybe McDonald's, or maybe just a really nice roast, you know? Really nice roast. Roast beef. Roast potatoes, lots of horseradish, gravy, Brussels sprouts, throw some carrots, and yeah, maybe a bit of cabbage on the side, you know, just for health reasons. Yeah. What's your ground speed? About 220 maybe. 228. Yeah, 228 the ground speed. So airspeed is 202 and the ground speed is 220. So Andrew, finally getting to watch your live stream. Been binge watching your old Connie tour to Sydney. Nice, nice. Good to see you, Andrew. Yeah, I've been doing a ton of Connie flying during lockdown. At least 170 hours worth of Connie flying so far in lockdown. So I decided, today's my birthday, I thought, why not bring the Connie out on VATSIM, which I feel like I know the Connie well enough now after my lockdown flying and cruising. I feel I know how to manage it well enough that I can manage VATSIM and flying the Connie. But those could be my famous last words, because we're about to descend into Heathrow on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah. Coming back from America, transatlantic eastbound with 100 knot tailwind, or 120, 130 knot tailwind. Well, not 130, but okay, 110, 120 knot tailwind, and you're up at 24, 25,000 feet towards the end of your cruise, and you know, across, coming close to the west coast of Ireland, you're running up to, you know, 220, 324, almost 350 to 400 knot, not 400 knot, but about 350 knots ground speed in a Constellation at 24,000 feet, and that feels good. That feels good. But then in the B377 at 30,000 feet with a tailwind, you'd be easily hitting some high numbers. I can't wait to get back in the 377. And this radial just hates me. This course. Yeah, and I've even got a crosswind that should be blowing me onto the radial, but I must just be doing such a bad job at this that EGLL will not like your approach speed. No, exactly. That's what I'm worrying about. They're going to hate me. But what can I do? I'm on live stream. I'm going to do my best. But this thing doesn't slow down quickly. That's the thing about the Constellation. You need to be. If you are not 95 knots at the beginning of the glide, there's no way you will slow down in the glide to land properly. So it's gonna be a bit hairy, but I'm counting on the fact that there's not going to be as many arrivals as there are departures. So I'm over here. This group, this cluster of aircraft, all these guys are gonna land before me. Arrivals, well, yeah, so I'm hoping, but you never know. They might, I don't know, they might divert me to Gatwick, who knows. I'll try and keep 100 knots for them. I'll try and keep it at 100 knots. As best I can. It's going to be fun. This is going to be, I've not done this before. I've not been this stupid before. Or foolish. So we will see. Come on, get down. So 39 nautical miles to our, and then 17.3 for Detling. And that's going to be 78 nautical miles. So actually, I'm going to tune the London VOR now. Let's just go over to the London VOR is 110.7. So let's put that into nav 2. 110.7. See if we can pick that up. If we can pick that up. No, doesn't look like we're picking that up, which is good. As soon as we see that nav 2 needle move, we know we're at least 200 nautical miles out from London. When I flew in there last time in the Connie, they thanked me for giving them such a challenge. Well, that's true. That's true. They could be in a good humor. We'll see. In the north, EGTC, which was my school, or EGWW. Yeah. Nice. Divert to a small airfield could be fun. I could divert to Southampton. I've got the scenery for Southampton. I could divert to... yeah, the Connie would land in Southampton. I could land at Gatwick. I could land at Stansted. Haven't been into Stansted in a long time. Not online, not offline actually. It's not even active. Yeah, but they've got at least two. Yeah. They've got 2 approach controllers, so I don't see a reason why they couldn't facilitate me. So we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Next approach controller we're going to be running into is oh well, actually the next controller is going to be a Heathrow radar controller, which it could either be one or the other. So I'm not sure who is exactly going to be. So who knows? There is the coast. You can see the coast in the different distance. We are 39 minutes from landing, according to Project Fly. So let's just go and see what our passengers expect. 24. So at this point, I'm going to tell them that there is a delay, and I'm going to say it is weather. I'm going to give myself an extra half an hour, which is kind of what we need, because we have no idea what ATC is going to vector us when we get there. It might put us in a holding pattern, so we're going to hope you have enough fuel for the holding patterns. Yeah. I have oh my goodness, I have 16% fuel. Should be fine. 16% fuel. Yeah. Might be tight, but we'll see. I mean, if we've got a fuel issue, then we can just divert and just somewhere that's less. Yeah, I could just ask Vec to be south to Gatwick or something. Company traffic flight 501. This is. Company traffic flight 501. This is flight 73. Are you descending via Roxor by any chance? It's not for me. I'm 502. Okay, we have successfully crossed the radial at last. Let's just bring a couple of tacks up, so we maintain that. 20.
We'll be starting our in-flight meal service.
In-flight meal service.
Back for our menu, and one of our crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you'd like to order additional menu items, you may hit the flight attendant call button at any time, and we will be happy.
We'll see. Guessing we will see that London VOR pop in fairly soon. Should come in fairly soon. And we'll keep the London VOR active all the way down, and that will give us a direct bearing to the airfield. flight plan is I'm going to amend it by saying so I've just amended my flight plan to say, be advised, my approach/landing speed will be 90 to 100 knots. So before things get crazy, I'm just going to go use the old WC, and I'll be back ready to begin the descent. So. Okay, so there is the VOR, 6 miles, and we need to go to Detling, which is 117.3. 117.3. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay, change of plan. Not Detling, let's go back to Coxie, which is 14.5. And the outbound from Coxie was 289. We're just going to fly an outbound course. We are just going to fly an outbound course and count up to 78.3 nautical miles on the outbound. So that is the plan. As the VOR passes on our right hand side, I will stay on this heading until the radial comes in. Once the radial comes in, then I'll turn, I'll make a course adjustment. But at this point, we are still not seeing the Heathrow VOR 110.7. Here's Heathrow. 7. So yeah, we'll see. 15% fuel. I think we should be fine. I think we should be fine on the fuel. I mean, once we're in the descent, we're not burning that much. We're burning very little in the descent, really. We're just cruising down. As long as they don't have us holding for 45 minutes, we'll be fine. And if it's past 10-15 minutes, and if we're below 10% on our fuel into our reserves, then we will divert. So. That's the plan. We should be seeing that VOR, that needle come in, that radial, at some point soon. Our current heading indicated is heading 286 and it's 289. So 286, no, 281. It should be 281. What am I doing? That's what the current heading. That's what the new heading to Detlink 281. So we should be going out on 281. There you go. So as that swings in, we should see the radial coming down. Oh my goodness! And I just completely phased out on the altitude. There we go. So just nose down. We're gonna gain speed, but yeah, whatever. We'll get it sorted. I can see that radial coming in now. Needle's coming down. Good. Radial coming in. Oh, hello. A little bit of turbulence. It's fine. Yeah. Where is that London VOR? Oh, come on. Okay, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do this. I know I said I wasn't, but I'm gonna have to check the QDM range and bearing. So we are 100 nautical miles out of London. We need to start descending now. Okay. Right. In the descent, we're going to bring the manifold pressure back to 15 inches. And we're going to bring the propellers back as well. Oh, no, we've gone too far. We're going to be too high. We should have just started descending before now. We're going to be too high.
Setting pressurization.
Unless I go... right the way back on the props. Yeah, like that. Okay, I'm gonna open this up, guys, sorry. I should have started descending before now. I'm way too high. This is not good. We need to get the maximum descent rate possible. which in the Connie needs to be more than 500 feet per minute. But we're only at 20,000 feet. Usually I'm up at 22, 24,000 feet, so let's hope it's not too bad. Just update our VATSIM coverage. Begun descending. Yeah, so Heathrow's still on. Got a lot going on, but we'll see. Yeah, 700, about 780, 750 feet per minute descent rate. It could be worse. That's a good thing I checked that and didn't wait for that needle. So if I go to the London VOR and I right click and say VOR range, look, we should easily be able to see that VOR long time ago. Why was I not able to pick up the feed on that VOR? That is, oh, I see. Now it's 113.6. I read the wrong frequency. That's why. I must have read the NDB frequency, not the VOR frequency. Ah, well. My mistake. I thought I was viewing the right one. Anyway, almost 1,000 feet per minute, 860 feet per minute descent rate. That is good. That is good. Now I know that 11 inches on the manifold and 1100 RPM is actually feasible. I only ever go down to 1515. That localizer, or that radial, is now in. A little bit longer, as you can see, and then we will make that turn. You see how we were gradually intercepting this line, and that line will take us into Detling, which is here, and then that will take us into Heathrow. By the time we get to Detling, we will call Heathrow radar and start talking with them, and they will help us. But give it 1 or 2 more moments, and then I'll turn on course to Detling, which is 281. I'd rather be below glide slope or below profile than above profile coming into Heathrow in a Constellation on a Saturday afternoon. That's just asking for it. We've got 15% fuel left, so we should be fine. Now that we've got the engines almost all the way back to idle. I will test out 1111 on the mixture, on the manifold and RPM in the future again. I never really gone below 15 inches manifold, 15 inches or 1500 RPM. In the descent, when you pull back the manifold pressure needs to be no higher. No. Yes, so the manifold pressure cannot be any lower than the RPM number, corresponding number, which means if you want to pull your manifold all the way back to 10 inches of manifold, then you need to pull your RPM back to 1000. Or 1000 RPM. 10 inches manifold, 1000 RPM. 15 inches manifold, 1500 RPM. 20 inches manifold, 2000 RPM. That's kind of the standard that I do for descents. If you don't, you wreck the engines. And in the DC3, in the PMDG DC6, I've wrecked the engines too often to not learn that the hard way. Let me just close my curtains, because now the sun is deciding to shine when I don't want it to shine, and it's going to wreck up my track IR. Okay, good descent profile. This is good. This is good. Let's go to a few knocks off that. That's 281, so we're at 282, so that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We don't really need to start monitoring the approach yet. Oh, he's gone offline. Oh, the only thing left is tower. Okay, that's fine. At least that. Oh, it's like by the time I get to Heathrow, there's going to be no one there. Ah, well. It's VATSIM. Saturday afternoon. Why is... I would have expected.
Just a little update from the flight deck.
This is customs
We've
at our
begun our
destination.
descent. Flight attendants will be around to tidy up the cabin.
Momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
Oh, well. At least we've got tower. But it's Heathrow, though, guys. Come on. Fuel. Let's actually go and check the fuel. Oh yeah, that's not very much fuel. That is not very much fuel. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Huh. Vapor trail. There's vapor trails off there in the distance. Down through 13,000 feet. This is where the high blows are going to go off, and that's going to reduce our manifold pressure even further. There's us. Okay, so I think I've caught up on myself. So I'm going to go back to 15 inches. I think I've caught up on that descent. Descent profile. I think I'm happy. 13,000 feet. You know, we've still got 75 nautical miles to go from 13,000, from 12,000 down to 3,000. So I am content with that. In 70 nautical miles to make that. South coast of England. That's Dover. I think, yeah, that's pretty sure that's Dover. Look on the map. Yes, that's Dover. You can hear the flight engineer flicking all the switches in the back. Yeah, our range is still 1,000 nautical miles at this current, based off of our fuel. Oh, actually, no. Is that based off of our fuel? It should be. Actually, no, I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. I don't know that I know anything anymore. Coming down through 11,000 feet. Let's put those back up to 15 inches so we don't wreck the engines. So coming close to our 10,000 feet, and our Detling Detling is, we should be able to tune Detling now, obviously, which is 117.3. And there is Detling. Hello, Detling. And 281 is, yes, 281 is correct, and we need to be a few notches left. And we are 29 nautical miles away from Detling. At Detling, we will assess our lives and probably go, since there's no one around, probably go manual vectors from Detling onwards, as if we are being vectored by ATC, to come round on the approach. Now, the question really is, at this point, what can we expect? We can expect a 27 left or 27 right from Heathrow, and we won't know that until we listen to ATIS in the air, which I will do. There's a south tower and what looks, oh, it's the same frequency. Okay. Let's just right click and go ATIS details. Information Charlie, arrival runway 27 right, departure is 27 left. Okay, so 27 right and information Charlie. Turbulence as we come down through the layers. The air above us is a whole series of layers, like rivers that are flowing in and around each other. So as we come up and down through the different altitudes, we come and we punch down through those different layers of air that are moving in different currents. And so as we come down, we'll feel some side-to-side turbulence, maybe up and down turbulence, and sometimes the wind angle will change significantly if the layers are flowing across each other. You can get wind shear and stuff like that. That's coming back onto the radial now. Probably booked a lesson till top of our next one taking over then, maybe. Could be. Oh yes. Yes. Probably booked a lesson till top of our next one taking over. Could be. I would hope to see some more ATC come online, but there's only tower, and he's not even got an ATIS on anymore. Oh, that's sorry guys. I was literally this sort of thing always happens to me whenever I'm live streaming on VATSIM. Like I plan something, I get up in the air, and then all the ATC leaves. Hopefully we'll at least have the tower controller. If not, we'll just do cold calls on Unicom coming into Heathrow.
We are now on approach. At this stage, you should be in your seat with the seatbelts firmly fastened.
It's 10,000 feet, landing the seatbelt signs and no smoking go on. And the landing lights go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Alright, down through 10,000 feet with how much to go? 59 nautical miles to go. Currently 175 knots. Already way too slow compared to everyone else. Have to go to Pilot Edge for guaranteed service. Yeah, that's true. Isn't Pilot Edge like an official flight training aid though for the airlines and stuff, or is it just still for enthusiasts strictly? Like what is the? Because I think it is meant for student pilot training. Is that standard? I think. And also the fact that it only covers California.
Traffic Saudi 112, passing Detling, the end of the takeoff departure.
through 6,000, climbing flight level 350.
Okay, right. Got a call on Unicom. Yeah, we're still descending more than we need. Yeah, and Pilot Edge only covers SoCal, which is fine for SoCal. It's just that it's just SoCal. There are many other planes. Oh no, there's a 777 called the Fruit Stand coming in my direction at 6,900 feet and climbing. Oh my goodness, and he's not that far away. This does not feel good. Oh, okay, no, he's hopefully... Oh, he's... Oh. Oh no. Oh no, TCAS, alert. TCAS, alert. TCAS, alert. I'm coming down through 9,000 feet and he's climbing up through... That would definitely be, well, if ATC had anything going on right now, they would definitely be screaming at us, but,
We have begun our final descent.
that was at least 1,000 feet. That was at least 1,000 feet separation. It was fine.
Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
Yeah. Small regions is the reason they can guaranteed service and the controllers are paid. Yeah, that's why. Okay, how many? 5 miles away from Detling. Ooh, and I'm going to continue on this course. Actually, I'm going to continue on this course. And is the tower controller still here? Yes, he is, and he's got an ATIS now. Still, okay. All of these aircraft lining up. Oh, hello. Hello. Hello, sir. 3 nautical miles below me. Yeah, of course it says I'm a 321. Okay, let's get my track IR going. Right, so there he is. 8,000 feet and descending. Actually, no. I actually planned that. That descent planning is actually right on point, because I'm just going to go straight to the end of the localizer here. Look at all these other aircraft. That is... Let's see, what's the glide? I'm going to go from here, QDM range and bearing, is 290 outbound. So let's have a 290 outbound radial, show radial.
Typical traffic, Gulf Charlie 18, full Foxtrot for 172, departing 28, departing on the right crosswind to the north.
Okay, there we go. No Gatwick controllers are online. Ground is on 128. Okay. Oh, Gatwick's coming back on. That's fine. Okay, so let's have a look at ATIS. ATIS is still Delta. Okay, 27 right and Delta. 128.07. Let's go contact that.
That they must contact delivery on 121. 975 when ready for start. Pilots are to exercise caution when maneuvering in the runway holding areas as wing tip clearance is not assured. Acknowledge your receipt of information Delta and report aircraft type and current QNH on first contact with Heathrow. Heathrow information Delta.
Okay, so we have Heathrow information Delta. Let's go. Tower is 118.5. Let's go there now.
Right now, Speedbird 73027 left, clear to land, no winds 2603 knots.
Clear to land 27 left for Speedbird 730.
Okay, I'm going to turn up the volume now, guys. Sorry, but I need to hear it over the sound of the engines. Oh, actually, you can just turn the engines down a little bit.
501, welcome to Heathrow Taxi Alpha, stand 50.
Do I have to turn it up so high?
Alpha 50.
So 7,000 feet and still descending. I'm still actually good on profile, I think. A few more thousand feet to descend to the end of the glide, which is roughly 3,000 feet for... Okay, so next thing I'm going to is 110.3 on nav1. 110.3 on nav1. Oh, lag spike. I'm loading in the scenery. There we go. So that's 110.3.
Delta 126, welcome to Heathrow, hold short Alpha, give way to the A320 left to right.
110.3. Lock is 273.
Delta 126 Heathrow.
Talk. Thank you. Hold short Alpha. Delta 126. Speedbird 408, take the holding and then Bravo 3 left and hard.
Speedbird 408, Victor, flying November Bravo 3, line up 27 left.
Fine November Bravo 3, line runway 27 left.
Delta 126, welcome to Heathrow Taxi, left Alpha, right Echo, left Bravo, stands 305.
Okay, that's the next plate I'm going to be needing.
And Heathrow Tower, Speedbird 730. Again, I do apologize for running on the wrong runway, but we vacate off runway 27 left.
Nice.
Thanks, just next time make sure you check the ATIS, but for now you can taxi left on Echo, stand 5, correction, left on Alpha, stand 512.
So,
Left on Alpha, stand 512 for Speedbird 730. Good day.
So
Speedbird 408 Victor 27 left clear takeoff, the wind's 260 degrees 8 knots.
currently with
7 left to cliff, take
only the tower controller, the
Speedbird
only
113 taxi holding point November Bravo 2 Echo.
November Bravo 2 Echo, Speedbird 113.
with only the tower controller, the only contact I need to make is as I'm establishing on the ILS.
Speedbird 41 Hotel Alpha Heathrow Tower, hello 27 right clear to land, the wind's 260 degrees 8 knots.
27 right clear to land, Speedbird 41 Hotel Alpha.
Heathrow Tower, Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey, stand.
So as long as no one else around, there's a Speedbird 812 who's off
Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey
to my 1 o'clock who's coming in.
3 Golf departure, squawk 2255, it's information Delta QNH 1012.
So there's me.
Clear to Palmer, Midhurst 3 Delta departure, squawking 2255.
There's a, oh crap, there's a 777
Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey.
off to my left hand
Speedbird
side.
6 Papa Whiskey, correct. Speedbird 113 via November Bravo 2 Echo, line up runway 27 left.
What?
Line up and trade, 27 left, 113.
Yeah, he's coming in on my left hand side.
Back with you, ILS runway 27 right.
Oh crap.
Speedbird 812 Heathrow, hello, continue approach 27 right, your number 2.
Number 2, continue approach, Speedbird 812.
He's gonna come flying around. Hey buddy.
Speedbird 11327 left clear takeoff, the wind's 280 degrees 8 knots.
Clear for takeoff, 27 left, Speedbird 113.
Speedbird 408 Victor, no further ATCs available, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8, Speedbird 408 Victor, thanks a lot, bye bye.
Bye.
Heathrow Tower, Speedbird 502 is a Lockheed Constellation 18 nautical miles out from the field. My approach speed is going to be quite slow, so I'm happy for the 777 off my left-hand side to go first.
Perfect. I'm not in charge of sequencing though, so you'll have to message him. But once you are on the ILS, you can call me back, and I'll do my best.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'm turning due north if you want to come in front.
Also, German Cargo 714, if you could squawk more Charlie when you get a moment, please. I can't quite see you on my radar.
No, Charlie, sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn due north. He was like, thank you so much. So, I bet you, I wonder if he was down to like minimum approach speed.
Heathrow Tower, good evening, Norshell 618, is that on localizer, ILS 27 right, 11 miles.
North Shell 6. Approach 27 right, number 3.
Now I'm going to turn 270.
714, thanks. I can see you on the radar now.
Okay, it's a German cargo, and I've just gone through the localizer. Yep, just going through the localizer now, so he's going to come round.
Speedbird 81227 right, clear to land. The wind's 280 degrees 8 knots.
Clear to land runway 27 right, Speedbird 812.
Speedbird 41 Hotel Alpha, welcome to Heathrow, right on Alpha.
Okay, I'm going to go manual now.
Alpha 507, Speedbird 41 Hotel Alpha.
Okay. And I'm going to slow down to my minimum approach speed, which is definitely slower than his. Let's just
Speedbird 113, no further ATC available, monitor Unicom 122.8, thanks.
122.8, many thanks, bye bye, Speedbird 113.
He's really
German
low.
cargo 714, Heathrow, hello, continue approach 27 right, you number 3.
He's number 3.
27 right, number 3. German cargo.
Pressurization is set.
And my localizer is coming alive. So I'm third in the stack. You can see the two in front of me. So I'm going to be descending. I am. Oh, come on. Okay, I should stop. Oh crap. Yeah.
Qantas 10 Juliet Lima, pushing starts approved, face east.
Heathrow Tower, speedbird 502, localizer live 27 right, 10 nautical miles.
Speedbird 502, Heathrow, hello, continue approach 27 right, you number 4.
Number 4, 502. Alright. Number 4 in the stack.
Speedbird 8, correction 6.
This is so cool.
511 information Delta.
Stop changing. Stop changing.
012 is a B21 near request clearance to Insbruck.
Speedbird 864, Heathrow, hello, you're cleared Insbruck,
Right.
Detling 2 Golf,
Props need to
departure,
go full.
squawk 0547, QNH 1013.
I am actually really fast. This is bad.
Roger, we got the squawk 0527. Could you repeat the departure again? Speedbird 8.
Standby break, North Shuttle 81627 right, clear to land, the wind's 280 degrees, 8 knots.
It's going to be a go around from me. It's going to be a go around from me. I'm too fast.
Speedbird 684, it's the Gatling 2 Golf departure.
Unless I can get my flaps.
Departure QNH 1013 and the squawk 0527 Speedbird 684.
Right, guys.
Confirm it's 0547
This is going to be some cool Connie
0547.
Connie approach work going on here. You're not going to see this in a
Speedbird
mod.
812, welcome to Heathrow, taxi Alpha, stand 509.
I'm bleeding my speed as much as I possibly can
509, Speedbird 812.
until I get my flap speed.
Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey, stand
And
539.
there is my flap envelope. On with the first flaps, down with the gear,
Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey, push to start, approved, face
down with the second flaps,
Start approved takeoff, Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey.
and down with the third flaps. And with all of my flaps in gear out now, I can slow down. Look at the speed drop there.
Lifeline 123, just speed slice, you're following traffic 2.5 miles in front of you, continue approach 27 right, number 4.
Continue approach number 4, left by left.
Speedbird 664, stand 511 ready, push start.
Speedbird 684, push to start, approved, base,
Okay,
no,
I'm going to try and
stand by for push.
keep 100 knots.
German cargo 71427 right, clear to land, the wind's 280 degrees, 8 knots.
I will. If I will most likely cause a go around here.
And North Shuttle 618, welcome to Heathrow, straight ahead on Echo, left on Golf, stand 331.
2,500 feet. Radio altimeter there.
Donald Heathrow Tower, good day, Lufthansa 089 is established on the ILS, 27 right.
Lufthansa 908. So are you on the left or the right? You said you're on the right, but you look like you're on the left.
Confirm I am on
908, runway 27 left, clear to land, the wind's 280 degrees, 8 knots.
See, why couldn't he give me
Clear to
the
land, runway 25 left, Lufthansa 098.
screaming down at 100 knots, but almost 1,500 feet descent rate, which isn't healthy, but
Hello, Shuttle 9 Victor, 15 miles, 279.
I think I've just
Shuttle
about
9 Victor, Heathrow Tower, hello, continue approach runway 27 right, you're number 4.
I think I've just about timed it right. If he turns off soon,
Speedbird 502 after the after the 777 vacates left, 27 right, land after the wind's 280 degrees, 8 knots.
after the vacation, head clear to land 27 right, speedbird 502.
German cargo 714, if you could
All right, there's the glide coming in. Oh, Please vacate, please vacate, please vacate. He's vacating. He is vacating.
Qantas 10 Juliet Lima taxi
400
Alpha, hold
feet.
November Bravo 2 Echo.
300 feet. 100 minimums. 100 minimums. He is vacated. I'm going to call that vacated. Minimums.
German
Continue.
Cargo 714, thank you. Taxi left Alpha, right Echo, left Alpha, hold November
That's.
5.
I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. That's me. And I have to vacate as quickly as possible because
Left Alpha, right
I'm
Echo,
slow. I'm very
left
slow
Alpha,
compared to
hold
everyone
November
else.
5 Whiskey.
That's a clap.
I fly 122 after the light fixed string vacates left 27 right land after the wind
Thank you, sirs.
280 degrees 8
Ladies.
knots.
And I need to vacate.
Lufthansa 908 has you kite to runway 8, November Bravo 8.
Heathrow
Fly
Tower,
122,
very
go in, I'm
good.
gonna say again, go
Evening,
in.
hoping up to most of day. This is speedbird 461. We're just establishing
Ladies and
the low
gentlemen,
clouds on
welcome
runway
to the local
27
time
right.
is
We're just
6:23
currently
p.m.
around
and
50
it's
miles
currently
off.
about 16 degrees Celsius. You can now use
Speedbird
your mobile
461,
devices.
thank you. Continue
Please
approach
remain seated
27 right,
until the
number
aircraft
2.
has come to a complete stop and
Roger, thank you very
time
much.
is turned
We'll
off.
continue the approach
Remember to
for
use
runway
caution
27
when
right with
opening
number
the
2 for
overhead
speedbird
bins, as
461.
items
Cheers,
may
mate, thank you.
anticipate
Speedbird
change.
502, welcome to
If this is your
Heathrow
final
taxi right
destination,
Alpha, hold
thank you for
Alpha
flying with
Yankee
us.
10.
If you're making a connection,
Taxi
please
right
proceed
Alpha,
to check
hold
your
Alpha
itinerary
Yankee
to
1,
ensure a smooth
speedbird
continuation of
502.
your journey. We apologize for the delay. Please coordinate.
Lufthansa 908, welcome to Heathrow taxi right Bravo, stand 226.
We have to say it was a pleasure to have you with us, and we hope to see
Taxi
you
right
again real
to
soon.
Bravo, gate 226, Lufthansa 908.
Alpha Yankee. Did he say Alpha Yankee?
9 Charlie.
Speedbird 19 Charlie, you just cut right in front of an aircraft. Not sure. Right. Speedbird 91 Charlie, 27 right, you're clear to land. The wind's 280 degrees 8 knots.
Sorry about that.
Should have done that,
land
sorry.
27 right, speedbird
Off with the strobe.
Shuttle
I would
902, would you
suggest
like
the
us to
other
walk over
aircraft
to the
goes
left
around.
runway, or do you want to continue on the right? There's traffic about half a mile in front of you now.
I would suggest the other aircraft goes around as a courtesy.
Yeah, Speedbird 19 Charlie, can't clear landing clearance. If you can turn right heading 360 degrees and re-establish behind the two aircraft on the ILS.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's a wonder I actually made that. Guys.
Hey, firm, just confirm the landing clearance is cancelled.
Yeah, landing clearance.
Why are you so high?
27 right, you're clear to land. The wind's 280 degrees 8 knots.
I'm amazed
Thanks,
that actually
appreciate
worked.
it. Clear to land 27 right, shuttle 9 base.
And I'm so happy I got that on stream.
Qantas 10 Juliet Lima via November Bravo 2 Echo 27 left clear
So
takeoff. The
when
wind
I'm on
280
when I'm on
degrees,
shocks,
8
I will explain everything that I just did.
Roger, kind of 1 minute, please. Qantas 10 Juliet Lima.
Okay, Roger, when you're ready, you're clear for takeoff though.
We're already clear for takeoff. Qantas 10 Juliet Lima.
Speedbird 502 after the 777 passes right to left, you continue taxi on Alpha to stand 507.
Taxi Alpha to 507, speedbird 502.
Speedbird 84, can we have approximate time of push?
Okay. He's
Speedbird
given me
86 for apologies, your push starts approved face left.
He's given me after this
Set up
guy's
with face
moved,
alpha
which he
problem,
just
Speedbird
has.
84.
Taxi Alpha to stand 507, stand 507. Oh. It looks like he's actually got correct model matching if he's a if he's
Speedbird 684 confirmed, face south.
Stay firm.
stand 502. Pakistan's. Along Alpha to 502.
Heathrow Tower, good evening. This is Lufthansa 269er on stand 225 with information data on board requesting IFR clearance to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 269 Heathrow Tower, good connection, good evening. You're clear to Frankfurt, Brooklyn Park 7 Golf departure, squawk 3416.
We are clear to destination Frankfurt via
I
the
will
Bravo Papa Kilo 7 Golf departure, squawk 3416 flight en route, Lufthansa 269. Bye.
I am mildly shocked that worked.
Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey, request taxi.
Speedbird 6 Papa Whiskey, taxi Bravo, hold Loki.
Bravo Loki,
He's,
Speedbird 6 Papa
Scottish.
Whiskey.
And Heathrow Tower,
He's a
good
posh
evening.
Scot.
This is Virgin 4, we have 12 miles, final 278.
Snapper.
Virgin 4 Heathrow Tower, good evening. Continue approach runway 27 right, your number 3.
No, we'll call.
Okay, 2 from the end. Second from the end.
Text.
I've got the... Landing with 13% fuel left. That was something else. I'm definitely, this is one of these live streams I'm going to watch back. Okay, let's take a left-hand turn here. With the Connie, like I said before, you need a bit of welly on the turns.
Heathrow Tower, here Lufthansa 908. My gate 226 is blocked. I take the next one on the right to gate 226, Lufthansa 908.
The traffic's showing on 225, but that's no problem. You can just take a stand there that's available for you.
Heathrow Tower, good afternoon. Speedbird 460, Mike.
Speedbird 461, runway 27 right, clear to land. The wind's 280 degrees, 8 knots.
And he's essentially taking my spot, so I'm going to take 501.
Can we do a long rollout?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect, thank you very much.
999 Victor, welcome to Heathrow Taxi Alpha Link 56, stand 505.
Alpha Link 56505, thanks so much, Shuttle 9 Victor.
And station calling before that, go ahead.
Speedbird 460, Mike, we're stand 555. Boeing 777-200, after embarking H1013, IFR clearance to Madrid 5.
Okay.
Speedbird 460, Mike, you're clear to Madrid, Galaxy 2 Golf
there.
departure, squawk 7706.
Off with the nose, off with the pass,
to Madrid,
off with the beacon, off with all the lights and the pitot heat, and down with the throttle, and then down with the mixture.
Juliet Lima, no further
Off
ATC
with the
available,
lights.
monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Off with the frequency so I can hear myself think. Okay, pause track IR. Move my stick out of the way. And let's do a debrief. Okay, guys. That was fun. That was really fun. Okay. Now. So, let's unload my peeps. And they are deboarding there. And then let's go to Project Fly. You can see the little tweak I did to avoid that traffic and let that guy go first. Negative 15 degrees on the landing rate, which was good. So, essentially there was a few things asked in the chat. Why are you so high was one question. The reason I was so high, if I go back to the reason I was so high was because as I'm descending, I'm not able to reduce speed in the Constellation. I have no speed brakes. It doesn't work well. It's a slippery aircraft. It's built for speed. It doesn't slow down well in a descent. And so the only way I could get my aircraft slow enough to get into a flap extension speed was to not descend, was to level out and purposefully not descend to the glide slope, but keep straight and level, to bleed the speed to bleed it enough that I was slow enough to extend the flaps. The second that I was able to extend flaps, I was also able to extend gear. So I extended gear prematurely to increase my rate of descent, extended all the flaps down. I was at the right speed, about 90 to 100 knots, and then you saw I just plummeted. And because I was at that slower speed, at 90 to 100 knots, with that amount of flaps and gear hanging out in the wind, like my air brakes, I was able to then get almost 1,200 feet a minute descent rate, which then brought me back onto the glide before minimums. I wouldn't ever recommend that, but in a situation where I'm being fed in between aircraft in a very high traffic situation, I can't see any other way that that could happen. And if there was a radar controller and if there was an area controller online, they would have had me in the holding pattern for a good 15, 20, 25 minutes until they felt I could approach safely, and etc., etc. So that wasn't a particularly safe way of doing it. That was a quick and dirty way of doing it, but it was amazing to see, because I was essentially, as I was coming down behind that 777, I flattened out and I maintained speed until I dropped it. As soon as I dropped speed, I was a bit of a ticking time bomb, because the second that I reduced my speed on final approach to 90 to 100 knots, I'm significantly slower than everyone else on the glide slope, and everyone else on the glide slope behind me is going 130, is going at least 150 knots, at least. Which means that if I'm that slow on the glide slope, they all need to go around, which it's just not good. So that was just a bit of a mind-bending exercise in how do I get this Constellation. Like, it was all about being as fast as I can until the very last moment, and then all of a sudden just dumping that speed, dumping out those the flaps and the gear, just to get us all of a sudden from as uncomfortably fast to as slow as possible. And it was just somehow it was timed perfectly, because as I came down to minimums, that 777 was turning off the runway, and I got down and I got off the runway as quickly as possible. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm gonna definitely go back and rewatch that stream after this goes on YouTube. But now that that's off, let's go check my engines. My engines have now all passed to just over 200 hours on service, and they're all still on good. And if I go to my career, impressed the crew on that landing. The crew is good to me, so that was good. That was something else. That really was. I'm gonna take a screenshot now. Hopefully. Is that a... Oh, it's Virgin Atlantic. Okay. I'm gonna take a screenshot for the thumbnail. Yeah, guys. Next time try use digital autopilot. As in, what do you mean digital autopilot? As in GPS and stuff. You see, like I could use the Flight 1 GTN 650. I think fits into this aircraft, but it's a Constellation. Like, why would I do that? It's just a bit sacrosanct, you know. You know. You know, it's just a bit sacrosanct. So guys, that was so fun. That was thoroughly enjoyable. And I got a nice little comment from, I think it was the 777 flyer there, who the Lufthansa cargo 777, who saw me as I was coming towards him. That was good. Yeah, he's taxied all the way over there now. Lufthansa cargo. I don't know that Lufthansa have cargo 777s. I've got to look into that. I do love the 777. I've got to fly the 777 more, actually. It's been neglected of late. There's been a lot more for me to fly, but I should fly the 777. I fly all of these aircraft. I just only stream the interesting stuff. So, anyway, folks, that is it from me. Thank you so much, folks, for joining my 30th birthday live stream into Heathrow in a Lockheed Constellation. That was a special approach. It's not going to be often that I'm going to be doing a flight into an airport like this, in an aircraft like this. So, so in conclusion, oh yes, I'm actually just going to do a debrief on the Plan G course to see how well I was sticking to those localizers. Those localizers. If I just turn off. Oh no, okay. I have to keep it on. Okay, so starting in Innsbruck, we took off, and I cut it short. That turning there, I cut that a little bit short. But I was VFR at that point, and then I stuck pretty well to those radials, except for this second one where I think that's when the wind changed, and I didn't catch it immediately. And then of course you can see I notice that I'm off course, and then I make an adjustment, I come back onto that black line, and then I cut the corner on this VOR and come back and make another little adjustment, cut the corner again on that one, come back, make a little adjustment and in, and as I was coming in I saw that Lufthansa cargo 777 off my left hand side rocketing in, and I think he was probably quite worried. Because I think I heard the anxiety in his voice, and I said on frequency, you know, be advised, my approach speed is pretty low, so I'll let him go first. And he was like, oh, thank you. So I turned immediately north and then turned back in, and I just slid in behind him, quite close behind him, uncomfortably close behind him, but we made it work. Of course, like I said, if Heathrow was fully staffed when I came in, it wouldn't have worked like that. They would have sent me into a holding pattern. They would have done it safely as it's done in the real world, but I kind of cheated the books there slightly. So yeah, that was it. Hey, Epizenos. Good to see you. I'm sorry, Epizenos, I am actually just at the end of the stream, so but you can catch the video on my YouTube channel. As soon as I stop live streaming, it compiles it into a YouTube video, so that will be on my YouTube channel if you want to go back and capture the highlights. So guys, thank you so much again. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I can say any more. Yeah, no problem. Just go. Yeah, will do. Okay, guys, have a good evening, and I will see you next week. Let's just cancel that. I'll be live streaming. What am I doing? I will be live streaming next week and uploading some more videos on YouTube next week as well. So thank you, Ian. Yeah, till next time. Bye, guys.